caps and hats as the Pace Academy Upper School Chorus performs our national anthem.
Do we have a show sheet?
Love It Football is brought to you by the Love It Linebackers, Roots Chris Steakhouse, the steak dinner done right, Center State Bank, bank smart, bank local, Melwood Springs Natural Spring Water, Atlantic Grill, your neighborhood grill, Play It Again Sports Buckhead, your neighborhood sporting goods store, Concord Pharmacy, when you have your health, you have everything. The Metro Atlanta YMCA, here for Atlanta, here for good. And by ESC Networks.
Welcome to Walsh Field here at the corner of South Cobb Drive and I-285. Just exactly where you'd expect to be finding a Region 5 AAA football game here for the Lions nearly in November 2019 as the Lions take on the Pace Academy Knights. The 5-2 Leavitt Lions take on the 4-2 Pace Academy Knights in a pivotal game for Region 5 AAA that will dictate a lot as to hopefully what happens in the playoffs. This is Richard Jarakitis. Glad to be here. Glad to have enjoyed this beautiful sunset with my good friend Ward Jones. But Ward, looks like it's gone now.
Yeah, the sun is set over here. We're about ready for a very important region matchup here over in the Riverview Pace Academy Sports Complex. Crowd's still filing in, huh, Richard? Maybe.
I hope they're filing in.
This is almost like a intramural game or a preseason game, the way it feels here at the stadium at the moment. I'm sure that will change.
I know all you Carolina fans will be upset at me saying this, and you Tech fans too, but this is what you refer to as a late arriving crowd like at Chavez Ravine.
Well, it's not exactly the easiest place to get to, so I'll give some people a little bit of a benefit of a doubt, but at traffic time tonight.
Chavez Ravine or here?
No, coming here. Yeah. Looks like I'm getting called over. We'll go over some starting lineups first for the Lions on the defensive side. At one defensive end will be senior captain Luke Wall, and the other side will be senior Carter McIntosh, and our nose guard tonight coming off a great game with Wells Camerson. Backers tonight. One side will have Anderson Beaver. Other side will have Baird Daniel. And inside will be senior captain Mike Valls, sophomore Stevie Bracey, and senior Cole Peisowitz. Defensive backs, one cornerback will have junior Andrew Pinkston. Other side of him will be junior Colin Goldberg, and our senior safety is Aiden Camillo. Our offensive line tonight coming off a great first half last week. At left side will be sophomore Will Stimmel. Next to him will be senior Cal Barwis. At center tonight will be senior Dobbs Davey. To the right of him will be senior Tebow Brooks. And as always, our right tackle this year for the past 2 years, Luke Wall. Receivers on one side will be junior Colin Goldberg. The other will be sophomore Logan Givens. And also tight end will be Charlie Hoke, a junior. And in the backfield, our fullback is Mike Valls. Our running back is senior Henry Beery. And our senior captain at quarterback is Blaine McAllister. The specialists are Dobbs Davey at punter, Stevie Bracey's long snapper, Baird Daniel is the place kicker, Charlie Caldwell's the short snapper, and our holder is John Russ.
So we're just about 7 minutes away from kickoff. some of our coaches are starting to make their way in here. Just imagine, if you can, that everyone is inside a closet. And that's about where everybody is. Jamie Palmer, Chase Jones. Well, we're back. Sorry about that sound mix-up just a minute ago. This is, as we were saying, imagine you're in a closet trying to broadcast from the closet. Every piece of equipment we have is in a, what would you say, Ward, a 30-square-foot area?
At most, right? We've got all these youngsters that put on this broadcast. We're all crammed in here. But anyway, we were recapping Stone Mountain, and we'll do that briefly as we're getting closer to kickoff here. Tale of two halves, Lovett dominated, especially on the line of scrimmage and offense. But then Stone Mountain with just a talented group on offense, especially those two the brothers specialists there, the quarterback and his brother, really an all-purpose back there, receiver. But he just took over the game and kind of just ad-libbed and got a bunch of points. But Lovett answered there midway through the fourth quarter with a nice drive. And, you score 46 points, Richard, you expect to win. And the Lions did just that and got an important victory and now sets up a critical region matchup tonight against our friends from Pace Academy.
It's funny, Pace's jerseys will be we will call them impermissible 2 years from now. You have to have contrasting colors. They have gray jerseys with only an outline, a piping in white around their gray numbers. Not this year, but next year. Excuse me, not this year, not next year, but the next year they'll be impermissible. So we don't have our spotter tonight. She's doing some babysitting chores. I hope she's tuned in.
She'd rather be there than here. I know that.
Yes, I don't know where we'd put her.
Yeah, we don't have captains tonight for Pace, but the usual crew for the Lions is you can see them heading out to midfield. Tebow and Luke and Blaine, Mike Valls, I believe, for the Lions, and they'll join up there at midfield here. Beautiful night for football. This is one of those synthetic athletic turfs, so no worry about field conditions, and we've got just that ever so hint of playoff weather for this. What is this? Our seventh game of the year, right?
This would be
eighth
our
game of the
eighth
year.
game of
Yeah,
the year.
so
we're 5-2.
We're well into October. We'll have the off week next week, and then we'll finish up strong, hopefully against some team that wears green. And so captain's getting instructions from referees tonight. Up there at midfield, we'll wait for a coin toss. Lions will call it. Looks like Lions won the toss. They'll defer, so Pace will go on offense to start the game. Lions will put their defense out there, and this all-important region matchup we're just moments away from kickoff, Richard.
Beloved Lions have won the toss and have deferred to the second half. Pace Academy will receive the ball, going right to left.
So would you say 67 degrees right now, 66?
Yeah, I think 65, yeah.
Not a hint of any wind right now. Interesting field. It's got more of a crown than you would think for an artificial surface. And I'm happy to say we did not set up down there where the Pace boosters pay to set up. Because if we'd set up there, we'd had some
angry customers.
Angry customers. So we're trying to figure out exactly when the officials are going to have them all come out on the field. Gosh, this is a late arriving crowd.
Yeah, the PA announcer for Pace is asking for the fans to get up. Just not sure he realizes how few people are here. I mean, in all honesty, I think we have more fans than they do.
Yeah, and we certainly have a larger student section right now, but that doesn't mean that the Knights, who are 4-2 on the season, they had a tough time against Eagles Landing, and they had a tough time against Cedar Grove. But other than that, they have acquitted themselves quite well. Beat New Denmark earlier in the season 7-6, which is a much larger school. But Ward, we'll square off against Region 7, which, of course, is the GACs, the Dawson counties, the East Hall, North Hall area. Boy, I sure would love to host, because I do not want to have to drive up to someplace like Fannin County the Friday night before the Auburn-Georgia game.
Well, this Pace-Lovett matchup has always been one that seems very close in the first half, and Lovett has their opportunities, and then for whatever reason, just the adjustments that Pace makes at halftime, to where it looks like Lovett kind of has control of a game, and then Pace just comes out and owns the third quarter and really the second half. So we'll have to look for that kind of momentum shift tonight if Lovett, especially the past few games, have done great in the first half and then had a little bit of a lull in the second half. Hasn't cost us yet, but this Pace Academy team has done wonders to us in the second half over this brief history.
Yeah, we've had some tough second halves against them. We have to turn around in order to get the lighting off their soccer field. There's no lights turned on the little press area they've given us. But Bear Daniel will boot it deep, and it'll be gathered in at the 10, up across the 20, looking for some running room, but dropped pretty much right in his tracks, right at the 25-yard line. That was Mbidi Williams. It looked like Ritter Wyndham was in on that tackle for the Lions. Again, we don't have the spotter tonight, so if we miss one, trust me, I'll hear about it more at home than you will, considering I live with our spotter for the past 40 years.
Pace trotted out 3 or 4 giant offensive linemen again, so nothing new there.
So Gaskins is your quarterback. He will take it, leave it with his little setback. He's going to find some running room and get hit hard by Bear Daniel up around that was Joyner, who got up across the 30 up to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, good second effort there by the running back. The little scat back for Pace. Looked like we had that bottled up pretty effectively at the line of scrimmage, but he scattered through the little crease there, and yards after contact, good gain for Pace on first down.
So 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left, sort of a power pistol. Gaskins will hand it off, coming to this near side and finding some running room up across the 50 and bumped out. That was Williams into Lovett territory down around the 44-yard line.
It wasn't really a broken play per se, Richard, but I think formationally and where their blocking scheme, I think that play was supposed to go right guard in that A-gap off center right guard, but a good cut back there and no weak side protection there as their strong side was to their right, our left, and our right side defense couldn't contain there. A big gain, gash play for Pace on their first drive.
Bunch set left for the Knights. They'll leave it with Williams again. Bracy comes over, slides across, and drops him right around the 41-yard line. He picks up about 3.
Well, this is kind of the look that Pace had come out in second halves where they just go power football and spread formations, leaning on a big offensive line. They've come out and run 3 consecutive positive plays with a big chunk play in the middle.
Going to bring up a second down and 6 for the Knights on the Lovett Lions 41-yard line.
Second and 7 Knights. They'll send one receiver left, one receiver right, and go with a wing set. And Gaskins is going to keep it, try and come to this side, get hit and driven out by Baird Daniel after about a 3-yard pickup. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Well, we don't get a roster that has, height and weight for some of these guys, but you can see that's a pretty big physical offensive line there, Pace has put some offensive line, Division I football over the past few years, and they've got some big guys up front again, a big 3rd down here.
So bunch set right this time with Williams. Gaskins will hand it to him. He cuts back, finds some running room.
On a nice carry by number 21 and great blocking by the Pace Knights front line. That's another Pace Knights first down.
Camillo comes up for the Lions along with Peisowitz, but not before he picks up 7 and get him 6 and a Pace first down.
That's the first time they went off that right side. Everything had been to the left so far, but good blocking on that right side by Pace, and a first down easy for the 3rd down pickup.
So from the Lions 32, they go pistol set strong, hand it off to Williams. No, Gaskins keeps it on a nice fake. He's going to get wrapped up by Peisowitz and finally thrown down by Goldberg. He picks up about 5, almost 6. And it looks like there's a flag against the Lions. Personal foul, face mask, called against the Lions.
Yeah, I think our first guy who came in to try to get that hit, grabbed the face mask and then let it go, and that's why there was extra yards. But that'll be a big penalty against the Lions, a personal foul. That'll move Pace into the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 12.
So Asaph comes in to replace Gaskins at quarterback, and they'll go with an I set. Williams dotting the I.
Bad
fumble snap, but he picks it back up, and he's going to get
another
What's
flag.
The flag for? Please tell me we didn't get another face mask.
Well, the center quarterback exchange with the new quarterback goes awry there, but luckily for Pace, they pick it up. We're there to make the stop and lose yardage there. Let's see what the flag is.
Face
another
mask
face
called
mask.
against the
My
Lions.
goodness.
Lord, I didn't see that at all.
Well, this is not the start the Lions wanted, as Pace has taken this opening drive on offense and driven all the way down the field with no problem whatsoever, and a couple penalties, face mask penalties for the Lions defense.
So the 5-yard mark-off will take it down to the 8, and Pace will be, we'll call it 1st and 5 from the 8. And again, they go with that wing set. Payne is their running back. They'll hand it off, and he gets inside the 5. Going to be driven down right around the 3. No, that was Gaskins. you cannot tell with these numbers because there's no contrast.
They should go ahead and make that rule sooner rather than later. The spotter would not be happy with these numbers.
No.
No, they're just getting line of scrimmage battles being won by Pace up front there with their offensive line, and they're just getting 5-6 yards a rip here. They haven't even attempted a pass, and I don't think they will, barring a penalty here. They're chewing up some clock, too, on this first drive.
So, again, a wing set, just a double wing set. On 1st and goal from the 2, they hand it to Williams, and we're going to drop him for a loss back around the 4 or 5 yard line.
Tackle in the backfield, loss of 3. Second down and goal from the 5.
So they'll mark it just inside the 5. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 5. Pace has held the ball for over 4 minutes to start this. So again, a double wing set for the Knights. Williams is your setback in the pistol. I thought they jumped early, but Williams is going to try and find some running room inside. Gosh, I thought that wide receiver on that far right side left way early. And the official watched him as he was going.
Well, Pace will go tempo here. You know that's going to be a keeper or a quick
Now
handoff.
they'll go under center and just look to drive him in. And he'll score.
Well,
that's a big offensive line. We've never had anybody that size.
Yeah, that's pretty good coaching, too, to line up quick there, and you know they're going to do a sneak or a quick handoff.
So 7:08 to go, and Pace is going to keep it and try and go for 2, and they'll slide in and score, but there's a flag.
Formation.
I don't think they were set.
Yeah, it's a motion or a formation.
Illegal procedure called against Pace. That'll negate the point after, and let's see if they'll choose to kick it. So they'll just line up traditionally to kick it.
Bates on for the extra point.
So after the 5-yard mark-off, it'll be a 25-yard point after touchdown conversion attempt, and it is good. Whoa. It was hooked and low.
Well, that's just what Pace wanted from a momentum standpoint, from a coaching standpoint, from a score standpoint. They take the opening drive, Lovett deferred on the coin toss there and gave Pace the ball to start, and they just marched down the field. All running plays, all but one between the tackles, and the one that they didn't go between the tackles was for a 3-yard loss. So you know what their game plan is right there in front of us. They are going to try to run power football in a spread formation and use the quarterback and the scat back there and try to dominate Lovett on the line of scrimmage and just power football. And they did it on that first drive with great success, and Pace takes a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, they should be able to try and zone block pretty much all evening and make deep handoffs and just find some seam. And especially if they want to cut back, if everybody takes steps, scoops. So Beery and Goldberg deep for the Lions. Bates to kick it away, and he will boot it to the 1. Up across the 10 to this near side with some running room. Here comes another flag. Boy, the Lions.
That's a block in the back. Bad. Obvious block in the back for the. And we didn't need to do that because we had a blocker that was going to help with that, and we just pushed him in the back. Easy call for that head official. 3 penalties tonight on the Lions. And that was going to be pretty decent field position up just past maybe the 28-yard line, and now it'll push the Lions back because that penalty was all the way at 21-yard line. You know, they'll call it back to the 10. So a bad start for the Lions special teams unit. Just didn't need to block in the back there. Unnecessary block. Well, let's hope the start is not indicative of the way the night's going to go here at Riverview campus, the sports campus. Lovett's going to need to answer that. Opening touchdown drive by Pace.
Front line for the Knights. Payne, Siegenthaler, Agostino, Caldwell.
So the Lions go one receiver right, one receiver left. We put Beery in motion, hand it to him, trying to find a little bit of a hole. He gets across the 10, out to maybe the 12.
Lions run, stuffed right up the middle. Gain of about 1.
By the way, did
First hit by Agostino and Raymer.
did Scoot Diamond come over from Westminster to do the PA here at Pace?
Second down. Don't do that anymore. A long 8.
Second and 8, Lions will go offset I. Put a man in motion, fake it to him. We're going to roll, look. Oh, gosh. Charlie Hoke was open right around the 20, but boy, that he just
Played through a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and it was a little inaccurate. But, yeah, we had an opening there. I think we were trying to look to run one deep, but the safety came over for Pace. So he looked under second route there. Just maybe thrown a little too hard. Tough catch there. Big third down here already.
So really an empty backfield. Vols is in the backfield as a wing. 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver left. Pace coming with a blitz. We pick it up enough, try and throw it deep for Beery, and it's way overthrown.
And on a long pass intended for number 34, Berry, goes incomplete. Coverage
Yeah, good coverage there.
by Jacoby and Williams.
You don't mind the
Pace Knights defense hold on.
coordination there on the offense, trying to hit Berry maybe on a mismatch with the linebacker, but good coverage there by Pace and just well overthrown. So a 3 and out for the Lions on offense. That's not the way you wanted to go after a touchdown drive for Pace to open this game up. Be
Well,
careful here where we punt. This guy is electric.
so we get a wobbly kick taken around the 47 and hit hard right at the 45-yard line. Stevie Bracey drops Williams.
Shorter kick there, but Bracey popped him, so not much of a return. But great field position for Pace as they're in plus territory.
Inside Lovett territory at the 43-yard line.
Is this the guy they have in Athens for the games? I don't like him either. Sorry. All right, 1st and 10 Pace. Gaskins is your quarterback. They are in a bunch set right. Williams is your setback deep into the backfield. And they'll just leave it with him, and he'll go behind his offensive line and pick up about almost 4. Gets just across and inside the 40.
First time we saw that formation under center with a power to the right and a real stretch handoff there.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Knights, just inside the Lovett Lions 40-yard line.
We're just inside the 5-minute, 30-second mark. We've already eaten up this first quarter. 2nd and 6 Knights, and they'll go with a stack set to the left, and Gaskins will keep it. And we'll get Bear Daniel over there, but he slips away from Daniel.
Another
oh,
flag,
wait a minute.
Richard. I think that might be another face mask. Hopefully it'll be a hold, but I thought there was a little yank there again. We're reaching out and pulling face masks twice tonight. Well, let's wait on the call. I don't want to jump. Might get Pace for a hold. No flag. Okay.
They wave it off.
Yeah, pretty good yards after contact there. I thought we had that play bottled up nicely. Going to make it 3rd and a little longer, but now it's 3rd and very manageable.
Short 3 for the Knights at the Lions 36-yard line.
So 3rd and 3 Pace from the Lovett 36. The line to gain, or the yard to gain, is the 33. They'll go with 2 backs flanking Gaskins. They'll leave it with Williams, and he'll get dropped right in his tracks by Stevie Bracey.
Great run blitz there. Bracey almost took that handoff from the quarterback. So out of all the positive plays, that's the second tackle for a loss by this Lions defense, and that one's a big one because it was on 3rd down. And it'll bring up 4th and 6 or so. So we'll see what Pace does here in plus territory.
So Goldberg will stand at his 10, and Bates will get this kick away to Goldberg, who's going to come to this side and try and find some running room and be run out around the 12-yard line.
Well, I'll take that, Richard. It would have been better if it gone in the end zone, but if he doesn't catch that ball, they have that covered up. So Colin does a good job of catching it, getting a couple of yards, but Lovett's backed up again. You know, started out on the 10 on the first drive, now the 12. So the battle of field positions definitely gone Pace's way so far. 3 and out for the Lions first time. Let's see if we can get a first down.
So shotgun set, 3 receivers left. 1 receiver to this near side is Goldberg. McAllister has Vols flanking him to his left. Looks over to Coach Moak for the play call. 6 seconds on the play clock, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. There's the snap. We get it off. We're going to throw it deep for Goldberg. And
again on another long pass.
Well, we had a step there, especially off the line of scrimmage. Colin got around him quickly and just one-on-one coverage there. And I think Blaine might be just a little bit amped up, Richard. He's got a little bit of too much juice on all 3 of his throws tonight. That one was overthrown as well. Colin was frustrated. I think he felt like that could have been a big play.
Again, same set, 3 receivers right, rather 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Again, we're resetting the play. Out of the shotgun, we'll swing it out wide, complete, trying to cut back his Beery, and he gets dropped right around the 16-yard line. And Beatty Williams dropped him.
Well, Williams made a great play there on just our little stretch, quick pass. That was well thrown. We looked like he had it blocked at first, but Williams,
not a great spot,
who's Division I talent himself, has made a great stop there in the open field. It would have been a first down if he doesn't make that tackle.
So the Lions will go with 4 receivers split. Now we'll shift Vols and Beery. Pace has 7, 8 up on the line. We're trying to run it to Beery, and McAllister will keep it, get up near the 20, and get brought down around the 19.
Well, we went safe there, maybe thinking we could have a passing formation and maybe run it. Pace stayed honest on that, and Pace defense gets their second 3 and out. Lions yet to get a first down in 2 drives.
So Aiden Camillo will drop back for the Lions. Williams and Williams will gather it in right around the 49-yard line.
Pace up 7-0 in this first quarter late, 2 minutes, 27 seconds left. This will be Pace's 3rd drive. They took their first drive, went the length of the field and got a touchdown. Lovett held him on the second drive, but the field position battle is definitely going Pace's way slowly but surely as they have really good field position again near midfield.
At this 2:27 mark, Pace will set up 1st and 10 right at their 49-yard line. Again, a wing set, and Gaskins will keep it himself, try and get outside, and he's going to pick up big yardage. There's a flag that comes out. They may have gotten.
They hooked out. That play was supposed to stay inside, and he went around.
I think Luke
and then
Wall
they
may
hooked.
have gotten held on that.
Yeah, I think that was Luke getting held, but that's first penalty against Pace tonight, and that's a big one. Take into account.
Or Carter McIntosh. Can't really know. I think it was Carter who was getting held.
Well, he got 12 yards on the play, so that'll be a 22-yard difference. roughly.
They call blocking the back, or they call holding?
I didn't even see it. I thought for sure it was a hold either way. We'll take the penalty yardage. Just a 9-yard penalty there, so about a 21-yard difference.
Actually, that was a hold on the night.
I thought so.
Yeah.
We heard the PA announcer say that it was a block in the back. It was a hold.
Clock running left in the first quarter.
So first, and we'll call it 19. And Gaskins will go under center. They're in a bunch set left. Now they put a man in motion in B.D. Williams. And flag comes out early, and he gets stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage.
That was an illegal formation, Richard. I think the flag was thrown this near sideline. The Lions might decline it. That was well defended.
No, it's not too many men in the backfield.
Yeah, we'll decline that illegal. I don't think they had enough people up at the line of scrimmage. They didn't have their tackle.
No.
Yeah, and Levitt will decline that, make it second long because there was no gain on the play. Nice defense, run defense there for the Lions.
So 2nd and 19, and Pace will send 3 receivers this time to this near side. Gaskins has Williams as his single setback. Again, he'll hand it off to Williams, and he'll race ahead for about 5 or 6.
But still no pass play yet from Pace. Might have to see it here as it's third and long here past the sticks. Pretty good run there on 2nd long. But with the penalty, he'll make it 3rd and 13 or so. Might have to see Pace pass for the first time tonight.
Clock's going to tick inside 1 minute right now. So we're inside 1 minute in this first period. Shotgun set, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, and Gaskins will take it, hand it off to Jordan. He'll come to this near side. Flag comes out. He gets dropped pretty much in his tracks.
Yeah, conservative play call there. I think Pace is feeling like their defense in this field position battle can take over, and a hold is the call, and the Lions will decline it, bring it up 4th down. So still no pass plays for Pace.
Alex Camillo did a good job of coming up and forcing Jordan back inside. Bates will come in, stand around his 34. He'll get this punt away right around his 37. Colin Goldberg back as a single safety. Bates gets away. High kick that angles over to the side, and Goldberg comes up, gathers it into the 25, and fortunately the Lions have decent field position late here in this first period, trailing 7-0.
Yeah, well, that's saying something on your 3rd drive. Your best field position of the night is going to be right at the 25, as the other 2 drives started at the 10 and at the 12. We'll see what the Lions do. They've done 3 and out on both their drives.
All right, 1st and 10 Lions, and McAllister has an empty backfield with 3 receivers to the boundary side. Here comes Pace on a blitz. We throw it underneath, and golly, I almost wish we dropped it because we had some running room.
That was the tunnel or the bubble there.
He
running inside, and throw is just a little behind him. So Goldberg stumbles, and it's like you said, Richard, might have been better off dropping that, but it's no gain. That'll be the end of the first quarter. A quick first quarter with Pace in the lead, 7-0.
So we've played 12. We got 36 more to go here at the Riverview Complex. Do we want to feature any of our Levitt Campus Store interview of the week? We got an interview. So we'll go to Katie Frierson right now.
I'm here with Fritz, one of our school ultras, and Fritz, I have to say, because of you, whether or not we win or lose, we will always have so much more spirit than any other team we play. So do you have anything to say to our fans?
Not really. I mean, it's very clear that we're the best student section in the region. Both Westminster and Pace are inferior schools in the school spirit department. I mean, just look at this. We come out to Pace's Riverview Complex, which is not really that close, even though the school's pretty close. So, and we have a ton of kids out here. We have a blackout tonight, something that we normally do for the Pace game. There's very high school spirit. I think we all share an animosity towards Pace at the school, but yeah, there's a lot of school spirit, especially at this game and the Westminster game. So I hope you check in with us at the Westminster game too. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Fritz. Back to you, Richard and Ward.
Oh boy. Shotgun set, pistol set. We flip Hoke from the left to the right. McAllister takes it, leaves it with Beery. He looks for running room. There is none.
Well, Pace is stacking the line there in the box. They got a single high safety and just a lot of players up front. And we just haven't been able to open a hole in the running game and haven't been able to hit anything in the passing game. So another third down and long for the Lions.
Big Jamal Jones.
Jamal Jones with the first hit.
Was able to just swallow up Beery for virtually no gain. There is plenty of size on that defensive front for the Knights. So we'll go shotgun set, pistol set, and shift Beery.
Pace will call timeout.
Pace Knights call timeout. Pace Knights call timeout.
So timeout on the field with 11:15 to go, and the Lions facing 39. And, well, no better time to tell you that the holidays are fast approaching, and the Lovett Campus store is not only stocked with brand new Lovett Spirit gear, gifts, and supplies. It's full of seasonal items to fill your home with mirth and merriment or scary things if that's more your fancy. Lily Siegel must have written this. Their prices are always lower than retail. There's no sales tax, and all proceeds go back to the school. You'll never lose when you shop at the campus store, open Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Sure would like some lighting up here, but can't ask for everything. Well, that play for the Knights, play fell incomplete as Gaskins tried to throw it towards the Lovett sideline, and Colin Goldberg broke it up. They'll go trips to the right this time for Gaskins on 2nd and 10 from their own 41, we'll call it. And Gaskins is going to try and throw it deep. He's got a man out there, and he's going to walk into the end zone as they were able to just – Thomas was wide open 4 or 5 yards behind our closest defensive back.
Is there a flag late, Richard?
I think.
Hold on, there's a whistle.
Boy, is it quite a well-designed play.
A late
Might be
flag.
A formation.
That's good. That's good sportsmanship there.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of the play was beautiful. As that was only their second pass attempt of the night. Looked like they were going to run right with the quarterback keep. It was an eligible lineman downfield. Wow. So that was probably a run-pass option with the blocking scheme, thinking run, but it was just a beautiful throw there by the quarterback. And luckily for the Lions, the play comes back, but that was a track meet over there on the Lovett sideline as he had 4 or 5 steps on our defender, and then a perfectly thrown ball there by the Pace quarterback, but it comes back with the lineman downfield.
The reason I commented about the sportsmanship was their PA announcer was referring to it as a late flag. That is not something you refer to as a PA announcer, I can assure you.
Supposed to say neutral, especially when it comes to officiating.
2nd and 15.
And it wasn't a late flag, by the way. It's just nobody saw it.
2nd and 15. They put a man in motion. And Gaskins is in trouble, but he's going to escape. We're going to give chase with Luke Wall, and he'll run out of bounds. Chased over there by Cole Piesewicz. He'll pick up about 8.
Yeah, that's a little too much on the scramble. Good coverage downfield by the Lions in the secondary. But on 1st and 15 there, he gets 6 or 7 there as they respotted that.
So from the 43, Gaskins comes over to the sideline, gets a play. They bring Thomas out as one of the receivers. And now they'll send 2 receivers left with a wingman, and Gaskins will roll that way.
Timeout
And
again.
Pace is going to call their second timeout.
With 10:19 left in the half.
Well, that'll give us a chance to tell you about Lovett Parent Association. The Lovett Parent Association is an organization dedicated to promoting volunteer interest among parents in support of the school and engaging in activities promoting the enrichment of all students, faculty, and staff. There are many opportunities, small and large, for you to make a positive impact. So visit the Lovett website to become involved in the LPA today.
By the way, is Katie Frierson, is that who's oh, Katie Freiberger. No wonder. Okay. Got it. Always want to make sure late in the season I know this.
Congrats to our varsity softball team for an incredible season after finishing region runner-up for the Knights, advanced to the Sweet 16 GHSA. Season loss to Southeast Bullock in the Sweet 16.
By the way, Ward, you see that the Lovett Lions softball team clipped Islands this week on Wednesday night.
Nice.
Took 2 of 3.
Wow.
It didn't even have to go to game 3, and so they'll move
always
on
a
to the
good thing.
Sweet 16.
Well, those game 3s are not easy for anyone. Well, Pace calls their second time out of the half.
And now they bring Asaph in. Jordan is his setback. He'll swing it out to him. Bracey's over there, and Goldberg will. Gosh, that's not a very imaginative call.
They've been real conservative on third down. They've even, 3rd and 11 or 12, they've run it. That's basically a run play there. I think they're just sitting on, believing the fact that their defense is strong enough that the way this game has started in the field position battle, they're just willing to kick it and force Lovett to go the distance.
I'll tell you, it's interesting, Ward. Bates, he takes his time getting these kicks off. You could send somebody off the edge. Like that.
Barely got that away.
You got to give him a chance.
Boy, we're lucky there. Goldberg
and
looked
Colin
like
had
he
no
got
chance
touched, calling the fair catch, but then he went to a knee and that ball touched him, and he gets the ball back. Luckily, I think Coach Muschamp would be begging for a penalty there.
Ward, we can block Bates' punt.
Yeah, I think the coaching staff up here next to us has seen that like you have, and we sent a little pressure there. It was from the wrong side, so it was coming off our right side of the defense. And
so they
Pace
did.
Kicker is
they
right.
did
they
call
did drop the
interference
flag.
with
Okay, I missed it.
Attempt to catch the ball, so we'll get great field position up to the 40. And boy, we need to light up like the old Christmas tree now. And
the Pace coaching staff is going crazy.
This is unbelievable.
PA announcer again.
To have the PA announcer say the flag came out of nowhere. All right, shotgun set for the Lions. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. McAllister with a 4-man rush is going to call his own number. Going to pick up maybe 3 up to the 43. It'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Well, Richard, that's the longest play we've had so far on offense tonight on first down. As we've gone for no gain, no gain, no gain. That's our first positive first down play. So that might help get us our first down of the night.
So 2nd and 7 Lions as we send 3 receivers this time.
2nd down, 7 for the Lions.
Left, and they're going to come with a blitz. Here they come. We throw it underneath to Goldberg. He's going to try and find some running room and really get none. He needed to stick with the slot and just go.
Well, that's the perfect call on a blitz right there, but they had enough defenders back to force Colin trying to go all the way across the field. Actually, if he would have stopped and gone back left, he would have had better success. I know the play design is to do exactly what he did, but those 2 defenders played it pretty nicely in a lot of space there. He got about a yard, maybe a half a yard. From up here, it looked like he had some running room, but that was pretty good defense by Pace.
So 3rd and 6. Pace goes with a 4-man front. Their 4 linebackers are staying at home this time, and Hollingsworth's going to take it into Pace territory across the 50 down inside the 45. Michael did a good job of finding a hole that time, and a nice play call.
Well, we looked like we were going to pass over here to the left with a quick pass. Instead, we draw over to the right where the short side of the field and the weak side of the formation, and a good play call. Looks to be a little conservative, but Line gets the first down and we'll go tempo.
So bunch set this time. We hand it again to Hollingsworth. He tries to find some running room. He's going to get run out of bounds right about the 40-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, bring up 2nd and 7. 8:26 to go here as that play stops the clock. Well, you can't beat this weather.
It's awesome.
We went from 95 to 65 in the span of 2 weeks. Shotgun set, 2 receivers left. We look over to Coach Moak. Plenty of time on the play clock. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. McAllister out of the shotgun, looks, finds a little bit of a seam, tries to cut inside, gets down inside the 40, down to around the 36. It'll be a 4-yard pickup and bring up 3rd and 3, a long 3.
Yeah, good blocking over there on the edge on our old bread and butter. Quarterback keep.
4-down territory.
Pull the left guard there, kick out, and a little bit of room there for Blaine. Definitely 4-down territory. Hopefully we'll only need 1 to get it. 3rd and very manageable. Lions look like they want to have their first drive of the night.
So pistol set for the Lions as we swap Charlie Hoke from the right to the left. We leave it with Hollingsworth, and he does not pick up the first down. We did not block well on that left side as they were able to collapse.
Well, and that's a play indicative of using 4 downs because we went kind of a power formation, almost like a short yardage type deal on 3rd and 3 there, and he got maybe a half a yard, well defended by Pace.
Well, we're going to our knees too quickly. Our offensive linemen are going to their knees too quickly. If you got to crab them, but don't go to your knees. 4th and 2 Lions as we go shotgun set. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. We put Hollingsworth in motion, fake it to him, look over the middle, complete to Givens.
What a catch. We went play action towards our left, and then Blaine looks back right, single coverage there. And that was some zip on that pass too, and some good hands there, and a first down for the Lions. Second one of the night, second one of this drive, and that was a big one.
So from the Pace 28, boy, they have a bunch set. Let's see if we don't try and go deep on this. We do. We're going to try and throw it underneath the Vols, and oh gosh, boy,
little low throw there, trying to throw not a back shoulder throw, but a back, low throw. Good strategy there, and just really one we missed. We want to hit that play. He's open.
Was that Vols or Beery that time?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I thought it was Vols, but just a little bit of a low throw.
So again, 2nd and 10 Lions, and we go shotgun set with 3 receivers left. Pace jumps.
Usually get 2 or 3 of those a night.
One of their senior linebackers jumped off sides.
Yeah, they had a blitz coming from their left side over there.
23-yard line of the Knights.
So the 5-yard mark-off will make it 2nd and 5. 6:41 to go here in this second period. Lions trail at 7-0. But from the Pace 23, we look over to the sideline as we've got trips to the left. Pinkston is your sole receiver on that right side. McAllister takes it, has some protection, throws underneath to Givens again. Inside the 15, down to around the 13 goes Logan Givens. 10-yard pickup for the Lions.
Well, Givens and McAllister have developed some chemistry as this season has progressed, and you love their being on the same page. That was just a perfect throw on a great route and a first down for the Lions, and they'll go tempo again.
Shotgun set with Vols as your single back, flanking McAllister to his right. 2 receivers to the right for McAllister, and he'll look right, call his own number, try and thread his way through, get inside the 10, down to about the 5 goes Blaine McAllister. He picks up almost 8.
Well, great vision there by Blaine as he navigated through some defenders and got a great gain there on first down.
So from the 5, we go shotgun with an empty backfield, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, and McAllister's going to spin inside.
McAllister with a run up the middle.
Boy, that was a late spot.
Good stop by the Knights defense. It'll be 3rd and 1 on the 4-yard line.
Well, so we stick with the bread and butter here to do something else, you know, an option off of that. Same formation, same personnel, only about a half yard to go.
So with a half yard to go, McAllister takes it, and he's going to get hit right around the 3.
Should be a first down, right?
It should be pretty close. I think he had to get just inside the 4, and it is enough for a first down. Boy.
First down, it'll be 1st and goal.
But for Blaine being 6'5".
Anyway, used every bit of the 10 yards there.
1st and goal for the Lions on the pace.
And he was
Barely.
able to corral the high snap.
Barely an inch or 2 pass, but a first down and now a 1st and goal for the Lions. Great drive here. Let's get 7.
So 1st and goal for the Lions from the pace 3. McAllister will have a bunch set with 3 receivers, and he's going to shift them now to flank him. Hollingsworth flanks McAllister to his left. He'll take it, fake it, look inside, doesn't have much, but he spins away and gets maybe a yard down to the 2.
Well, it's the same play in a different formation there. That's 5 plays in a row running that same play. That time, most of the time, goes to the right. And this is a time-chewing drive. We got to get 7, though, to even the score. Pace leads at 7-0 with just about 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
So we'll go Bracy in the big lion set. No, that's still McAllister. I thought they put Bracy back there in a big lion set. We've got dual tight ends, 8 seconds, 7 seconds on the play clock. McAllister takes it, looks. He's going to slide inside. Did he not? Golly, I can't believe they set that there.
Yeah, both officials
I thought
immediately ruled he was down.
I thought he easily made it in. I thought he landed on the goal line.
Before the line of scrimmage goes down. 3rd and goal.
He ought to be just inside the 1. High snap. McAllister will take it, and he'll get in this time.
McAllister gets in over the left side. Touchdown Lions.
So Blaine McAllister
That was about
carried it
8
6
plays in a row of the same 7, I think, in a row there.
I think seven snaps straight to McAllister. Hollingsworth, I think, was the only other one.
Well, the Lions get an all-important touchdown now. Let's see what they do on this extra point, try to tie it up.
Daniel.
So Bear Daniel out of the hold of John Russ, out of the snap of Stevie Bracy. Snap, kick, and it's good.
Extra point good.
Your new score, Lovett 7, Pace 7 with 3:18 to go. Gosh, Ward.
Lions 7.
We need the spotter so we can know how long that Ruth Chris scoring recap, because it was a bunch of plays there, especially in the red zone, territory-wise. But Lions get a great – it really – Richard, we didn't have a first down until that drive. So, that's – this offense answered the bell there and ties the score up, and that's an important one. Keep that – note that here, just past midway through the second quarter.
Well, and starting
Lions take over and 25-yard line. It goes 75 yards. Get a big 4th down conversion in that on a pass play. And great hands by our sophomore tight
Logan
end,
Gittens.
or hybrid tight end receiver. And then Blaine goes about 7 or 8 plays in a row. I think we said 7 was the final tally.
By
I
the
know
way,
6 for sure, but I think he got that first down on the – so I think it was 7 in a row.
By the way, the Lions are off next week. We get a bye week. But then we head to Buck Godfrey Stadium down on Panthersville Road November 1st to take on the Redan Raiders. Bear Daniel to kick it away. And he will boot this one on a line drive that will go just into the end zone.
It'll be a touchback.
Jordan didn't try and gather it in, so
Offense will take back over.
let's see if we can't get a turnover here.
Well, Pace has burned 2 of their timeouts, so if they want to try to get into
left in the half.
some last late second quarter drive here. They'll only have one timeout to help them. Lovett has all three of theirs, so if we can get a stop or a turnover. All tied up here at Riverview Sports Complex.
So Asaph will send 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, has Jordan flanking him to his left. Asaph will take it. He'll look, throw it, incomplete, just in and out of the hands of Thomas, his receiver up around the 30.
Well, he was wide open too, so I don't know if that was a drop or just a little bit of an inaccurate throw, but
it may have been
there was a lot of space there. And kind of they flooded that little zone over there towards the Lovett sideline. Had 3 receivers there, and that one was in the middle, and it was an incompletion. Lions will take that. I think that's only a 3rd or 4th pass they've thrown all night. 3rd, actually, because one came back on a penalty, a big touchdown pass that was reversed on a penalty.
So 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lions back out of a blitz. They're going to throw underneath, complete, up near the 28, 29-yard line.
Nice catch there by number 20, Sloan.
Yeah, just a little stop route.
Sloan's catch brings up 3rd and 1 for Pace, and they'll go quickly. And he'll throw it out high, and pass is incomplete. He was trying to find Mbidi Williams. What in the world are you throwing it on that for?
Well, they had their throwing quarterback in, so I wonder if they don't run any sort of, quarterback keep with him in the game. But he threw high to the wide open receiver. Easily would have had a first down. And now Pace will have to at least line up and act like they're going to punt it on 4th and short.
2:46 to go here in the second period, and I'd send people after Bates again.
Well, he might play safe here with just the down and distance to go.
I'd still go get him. I'd make him think about it every single snap. High snap. And he gets away. High wobbly kick that Goldberg takes on a fair catch right at his 40. Ward, you can block it every single time.
Especially with a high snap involved too. But the Lions will take over on offense late in this second quarter.
He adjusts the laces.
Great field position, our best of the night by far at the 40-yard line. Again, Lovett has 3 timeouts. Lions defense does a great job, really. I think Pace shot themselves in the foot with 2 incompletions that were wide open, and Lions will get their offense right back on the field after just tying it up here about a minute ago.
So the Lions have their full complement of 3 timeouts, 2:37 to go, and we'll go under center with an eye set, which we have not seen much. Givens in motion. McAllister will take it, run toss sweep, and that's actually Hollingsworth. He spins inside and tries to pick up extra yardage.
After initial hit, Hollingsworth gains about 4 yards.
He gets up near the 45-yard line.
Finally by number 42, Raymond, and
Well, at worst, Richard, we said this last week and the week before, at worst you want to go into this half 7-7. We'd love to get into field goal position and attempt one, or maybe get a big play here and shoot one in the end zone. Lions not really in any sort of hurry-up mode at the moment. Clock ticking just under 2 minutes now.
Raymond in on the tackle for the Knights that time. We'll go, again, a shifting.
Lions will burn a timeout. Play clock was inside 5 seconds right there. It took a long time for them to unpile the pile over there, and they started the play clock right away, so I think that adjusted our flow here. Well, are the True Blue Fund. Let's tell you about the True Blue Fund. Lovett's True Blue Annual Fund raises close to $3 million on an annual basis to support the school's most immediate needs. We rely on the support of our entire Lovett community to meet our fundraising goals and provide every Lovett student with the highest quality education possible. Thank you for being True Blue. I think last week I drove into the campus and they had a sign up that said every single teacher at Lovett is 100% of the faculty is True Blue. So I think they're trying to, a little motivation. That was an impressive sign, though, to see. Again, 7-7 here over at Pace Sports Complex. Minute 48 left. Lions have 2 timeouts left. It's tied up 7-all. Let's see what Lions do here on second and about 6.
So from the Lions 44, Goldberg is split to this near side. Givens up top as the umpire sets the ball for us. Out of the shotgun, Pace rushes 4. McAllister will roll, and he's going to get dropped. Boy, he was.
Well, we were trying to set up a long developing wheel, almost like a wheel route, where we had a guy blocking, acting like he was going to block over here on this near sideline. And if we had have seen it a little earlier, given him a little better pass protection, he was in single coverage and had a step. But just the protection, again, the long developing play there. You take a gamble when you call that play, is you've got to block for a good 5 or 6 seconds. And Pace did a good job of keeping up the pressure there.
Pace looking to blitz out of this. Out of the shotgun, McAllister will take it. They only rush 4. We throw it to Goldberg. He tries to find some running room. He's going to get spun down.
Well, the sack really dictates what happens there on third down. You can't really go after that one. And Pace is not choosing to call the timeout. Clock's running at 45, 44, 43. We're tied up 7-all. Pace has 1 timeout left. Can't believe they didn't call a timeout earlier. At least force us to punt the thing. And they now will call their 3rd timeout. Final of the half.
You know, you've got to think, Ward, that if Eagles Landing Christian beat Pace 49-0 in the regular season earlier this year, I don't see how anybody heads off Elka in Class A football. We'll stay here. We won't send it back to
a little game recap. We can go. Pace takes the opening kickoff and drives all the way down the field easily
yards.
on every play's a running play. Lovett, their first 3 possessions go 3 and out, don't get a first down, but Lovett gets the ball back finally, gets a couple of first down, and then marches 75 yards down the field, ties it up. Lovett just has gone 3 and out here, going to be forced to punt late in the first half.
So Camillo will get this punt away.
No.
And golly, Aiden.
Don't
touch it. Don't touch it. Just let it.
Well, that might change what Pace. They've been ultra conservative in their play calling. Really, a lot of power running plays, but even on 3rd and longs, they've been pretty conservative. I think they want to keep this game just the way it is, but that might put them into a 2-minute offense. 26 seconds left, no timeouts, and they're almost at midfield. I don't know how good their field goal, their place kicker is, but they get a big play here. They might be forcing the issue a little bit.
Well, they only have one. No, they should only have no timeouts left. They haven't changed the clock. So 3 receivers right for Givens. Jordan flanks him. Givens will take it. He's looking way downfield. He's going to float it high.
My goodness.
And did we pick it?
We had 2 guys run into each other. That ball was way underthrown, and we should have had an easy pick right there.
It looks like balls.
They both were going
collided.
For it. Wow. I mean, that's an easy pick. And it almost was the old ricochet play that Payson had a guy closer than we did. That's a pick ball. And you know what, Richard? If one of those guys pick it right there, I mean, we've got the whole Pace sideline there to at least try to make a huge return, if not a good return.
Yeah,
coaching staff next to us is going crazy.
First person who calls Oski has it. Shotgun set. 3 receivers right for Givens. He's going to look left, try and throw it a little too high. Thomas was leaping for it, but he had no chance. He'd have to be about 8'6" to come up with that one.
Yeah, 12 seconds left, 3rd down here. See what Pace decides to do with. Have it shown, I mean, the one pass play was perfectly executed on the touchdown. Beautifully thrown ball to a speedy wide receiver, but that came back on the penalty. Other than that, we haven't seen a whole lot of promise from this Pace passing attack. Let's hope that continues.
At a 3rd and 10 from the 47, Givens will take it. He's got plenty of time. Now he's under some trouble. He's going to try and keep it, run out of bounds, and he'll run out of bounds short of the yard to gain.
4 seconds.
Around the left side, gets to about just inside the Lions' 45-yard line. Be 4th down.
So
Actually, they have it at the 45-yard line.
Asaph comes in,
Look close to a 1st down, but it is 4th down.
and they'll send Givens out as a wide receiver on
This is
4th
gonna
and
be a
1 with
Hail
4
Mary. We're going to
seconds.
call timeout, Richard.
Lions call their 2nd timeout of the half with 4 seconds.
This is where you got to go into sort of umbrella defenses.
Knights have it on the
They bring their
45-yard line.
passing quarterback in. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of pressure here
Exactly.
from somebody
I'd
up
love to
front just to make it to where he's got to move his feet a little.
I'd love to see somebody come from the outside, especially when you can come from the boundary side.
I mean, it's easy to play coverage with 4 seconds left and you've got to throw a 45-yard pass or something thereof. But
Well-
if you get this quarterback to move a little bit, that really decreases the odds here of any sort of success.
I mean, I can't imagine that they have enough time with 4 seconds.
Well, they were going 5 wide
To-
in that look for sure.
But would they ever just try and say, we're going to try and get 10 yards? You can't run a play in
Well,
10
they
yards.
have no timeouts left either.
They'd have to set it and go.
Here we go, 4 seconds left.
So Asaph will this time go
Knights, 45-yard line.
with a single receiver right, single receiver left, 3 receivers right. Asaph will take it, launch it deep, and we'll break it up down around the 13 as the horn sounds, and we'll go to halftime. We've played 24. We got 24 left, and we'll go to halftime 7-7. So it means that, oh, by the way, it's time to talk about our Campus Store Love It Athlete of the Week. Our Love It Campus Store Athlete of the Week is varsity softballer Mara McBreen. Mara, in her sophomore season, has proven to be an anchor on defense and a stout hitter on offense. In the first round of the state playoffs against Greater Atlanta Christian, she had 2 doubles and batted in 4 runs, including a go-ahead RBI in the 9th inning, essentially winning the game and series for the Lions. The future of Love It softball is bright, and Mara is one of our stars. Congratulations, Mara McBreen. You're our Love It Campus Store Athlete of the Week. You get free gift wrapping when you go to the Campus Store, Mara, for being our Love It Campus Store Athlete of the Week. And we hope you will take a look at, boom. There's a triple right there for Mara. That thing is launched. Big triple against GAC from Mara. That was fantastic. So our Center State Bank halftime segment, we hope you'll stay tuned for it. We'll be back with the Love It Sports Report from the online news staff. We'll turn things over to Love It Network Control now.
Welcome to the Love It Sports Report. I'm Will Feudapole, class of 2025.
And I'm Mary Cam Newton, class of 2025.
This was an exciting week in Love It Sports as varsity softball punched their ticket to Columbus for the state tournament.
On Wednesday, the Lions swept Ione High School in the GHSA Class A Sweet 16, winning Game 1 6-0 in 7 innings, and Game 2 12-3 in 5 innings.
In the opener, sophomore sensation Phaeton Canali pitched another masterpiece, allowing just 3 hits and no runs, with 1 walk and hit 7 strikeouts, others over 7 innings.
In the second game, the durable Canali went 5 innings again, allowing only 3 runs on 8 hits, with 5 Ks and no walks on the line. The Lions had an even stronger offense showing in Game 2, highlighted by 2 in-the-park home runs from sophomores Ali Odie and Maura McBreen.
On Saturday, the cross-country team faced perhaps their toughest competition of the season, competing in the championship division of Coach Wood Invitational at Mill Creek High School. Overall, the boys finished 18th, while the girls finished 20th.
Freshman Ellie Wildman continued her mid-season streak, leading the way for the girls' squad. Her time of 1941 best last week's personal record by a full 19 seconds. Senior Penny King was the next for the Lions at 1948, likewise beating the personal record she tied last week by 7 seconds. Sophomore Carter Eckers followed at 20:56, trailed closely by the freshman Celia Dillon and sophomore Sophia Egan.
On the boys' side, senior Jackson Borden continued a string of sub-16-minute races, completing the course in 15:56, which was good enough for the 29th in his elite field. Junior Joe Urbanwich was the next at 16:43, with classmates Patrick Pitts, Henry Haddon, and Al Coy closely on his heels. The Lovett varsity volleyball team beat area tournament play last week to determine the seeding for the state playoffs. The Lions faced the first neighborhood rival, Westminster, in 3 out of 5 match. They fought hard against the Wildcats, but ultimately came up short, 2016, 2018, 20-11. Leading the offense for the Lions were sophomores Christina Hill, Michaela Moran, and Taylor Dye with 7, 6, and 5 kills, respectively. Junior Chiara Kermer contributed 21 assists. Sophomore Kelly Goldenberg and Kermer defended the court with 13 and 11 and 10 digs, respectively. On Thursday, the Lions faced the GAC Spartans for the final area tournament matchup. The Lions stood their ground for 3 sets against the seasoned team, but unfortunately were unable to come away with a victory. Offensively, Hill, Moran, and Dye and the junior Sally Ann Hauk were 7, 5, and 3 kills, respectively, with Kermer in another 21 assists. The defense effort was led by Diggs Goldenberg, 16, Kermer, 12, and senior Hannah Crenshaw, 11.
Next up for the Lions is a round 1 of state playoffs on Saturday, where the Lions will travel to Jackson, Georgia to face the Jackson Red Devils.
And just as a reminder, next Friday, Lovett football has a bye week, but we'll be back in action on November 1st, traveling to Godfrey Stadium to take on the Redan Raiders. In an early kickoff at 5:15, it's an early kickoff at 5:15 p.m., so plan your travel schedule accordingly. And remember to bring your school colors and make some noise for the Lions. That's all for this week's sports report. We'll be back next week for more exciting Lions sports action.
I'm Mary Camp Newton, class of 25.
And I'm Wolf Utiple, class of 2025, wishing everyone a great week. Go Lions!
Have a nice day. Welcome to a day in the life at Lovett. This is your space to learn, grow,
2, 1.
and explore.
Hey guys, what's up?
Welcome to Becoming a Maker.
Welcome to your first lunch with lifelong friends.
Welcome to Fellowship.
Welcome to being a part of the team.
Welcome to Finding Your Voice.
I know it's Saturday, darling, and I apologize.
I hope you had a great day.
Welcome to Lovett, a school that focuses on the whole child. I look forward to meeting you. Go Lions!
I'm here down on the sideline with Noah. Now, Noah, can you please explain what you do for Lovett football?
So for Lovett football, I am a football manager. And what we do is we just help out with the players because there's not a lot of support, but there's 6 of us, so yeah.
Now, what made you want to be a football manager?
Well, my mom said I couldn't play football, so the only thing closest to that was managing. So, and it's fun because you get to just hang out with the boys and yeah.
What's your favorite part about managing?
Favorite part about managing is being considered part of the family, because it's not just like I'm doing a job for them and I have to do what they say. It's like I can be a part of the family and I can have interactions with them, eat lunch and dinner with them, and it's cool.
And what do you think makes Lovett football different from any other football team?
I think the difference from Lovett football and other teams is that other teams, they try to push you into something, but Lovett, they'll gradually bring you into it. So,
thanks so much, Noah.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Welcome to the Lovett Sports Report. I'm Will Feudapol, class of 2025.
And I'm Mary Camp Newton, class of 2025.
This was an exciting week in Lovett sports as varsity softball punched their ticket to Columbus for the state tournament.
On Wednesday, the Lions swept Ione High School in the GHSA Class A Sweet 16, winning Game 1 6-0 in 7 innings, and Game 2 12-3 in 5 innings.
In the opener, sophomore sensation Peyton Canali pitched another masterpiece, allowing just 3 hits and no runs, with 1 walk and hit 7 strikeouts, others over 7 innings.
In the second game, the durable Canali went 5 innings again, allowing only 3 runs on 8 hits, with 5 Ks and no walks on the line. The Lions had an even stronger offense showing in Game 2, highlighted by 2 in-the-park home runs from sophomores Allie Odie and Maura McBreen.
On Saturday, the cross-country team faced perhaps their toughest competition of the season, competing in the championship division of Coach Wood Invitational at Mill Creek High School. Overall, the boys finished 18th, while the girls finished 20th.
Freshman Ellie Wildman continued her mid-season streak, leading the way for the girls' squad. Her time of 1941 best last week's personal record by a full 19 seconds. Senior Penny King was the next for the Lions at 1948, likewise beating the personal record she tied last week by 7 seconds. Sophomore Carter Eckers followed at 20:56, trailed closely by the freshman Celia Dillon and sophomore Sophia Egan.
On the boys' side, senior Jackson Borden continued a string of sub-16-minute races, completing the course in 15:56, which was good enough for the 29th in his elite field. Junior Joe Urbanwich was the next at 16:43, with classmates Patrick Pitts, Henry Haddon, and Al Coy closely on his heels. The Lovett varsity volleyball team beat area tournament play last week to determine the seeding for the state playoffs. The Lions faced the first neighborhood rival, Westminster, in 3 out of 5 match. They fought hard against the Wildcats, but ultimately came up short, 2016, 2018, 20-11. Leading the offense for the Lions were sophomores Christina Hill, Michaela Moran, and Taylor Dye with 7, 6, and 5 kills, respectively. Junior Chiara Kermer contributed 21 assists. Sophomore Kelly Goldenberg and Kermer defended the court with 13 and 11 and 10 digs, respectively. On Thursday, the Lions faced the GAC Spartans for the final area tournament matchup. The Lions stood their ground for 3 sets against the seasoned team, but unfortunately were unable to come away with a victory. Offensively, Hill, Moran, and Dye and the junior Sally Ann Hauk were 7, 5, and 3 kills. respectively, with Kermer in another 21 assists. The defense effort was led by Diggs Goldenberg, 16, Kermer, 12, and senior Hannah Crenshaw, 11.
Next up for the Lions is a round 1 of state playoffs on Saturday, where the Lions will travel to Jackson, Georgia to face the Jackson Red Devils.
And just as a reminder, next Friday, Lovett football has a bye week, but we'll be back in action on November 1st, traveling to Godfrey Stadium to take on the Redan Raiders. In an early kickoff at 5:15, it's an early kickoff at 5:15 p.m., so plan your travel schedule accordingly. And remember to bring your school colors and make some noise for the Lions. That's all for this week's sports report. We'll be back next week for more exciting Lions sports action.
I'm Mary Kent Newton, class of 25.
And I'm Wolf Beautiful, class of 2025, wishing everyone a great week. Go Lions!
Welcome to a day in the life at Lovett. This is your space to learn, grow,
2, 1.
and explore.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Becoming a Maker.
Welcome to your first lunch with lifelong friends.
Welcome to Fellowship.
Welcome to being a part of the team.
Welcome to Finding Your Voice.
I know it's Saturday, darling, and I apologize.
I hope you had a great day.
Welcome to Lovett, a school that focuses on the whole child. I look forward to meeting you. Go Lions!
Welcome back to the Riverview Complex. I can't see the river from here, but I can see our stats for the first half. Lions knotted up with Pace Academy here on the road at Pace. 7-7. Your halftime stats are not anything to write home about from an offensive standpoint. Pace Academy has 92 rushing yards and only 10 passing yards for a total of 102. And the Lions have 35 rushing yards and 29 passing yards. You can say it's balanced, but it all came on one drive, essentially. No turnovers for either team, and penalties certainly favor the Lions in terms of yardage. The Knights have been flagged 5 times for 51 yards, and Lovett's drawn 3 penalties for 37, and that's how you get to your halftime score of 7-7. We're probably about 6 minutes away from second half kickoff. Lions will receive the second half kickoff as they won the toss, defer to the second half, and they'll get the ball to start. So it's time to go around the state and give you our Concord Pharmacy scoreboard. Marist is in a dogfight with Denmark tonight. 3-0 late second quarter. They've almost gone to the half. St. Pius trails North Oconee 14-0. North Oconee with another stellar season. Sticking up in northeast Georgia, Oconee County leads Stevens County 7-0. Their late second quarter. North Hall leads Fannin County 10-0. We will be playing a Region 7, that's Region 7 AAA, in the first round of the state playoffs. Also in Region 7 AAA, Cherokee Bluff, one of the new high schools up there, leads East Hall 14-6. That's a halftime score. GAC leads the Lumpkin County Indians 21-0 at the half. Franklin County over East Jackson. Now they're still Franklin County trails East Jackson 3-0. Hart County and Monroe area, there's no score reported for them. Jefferson leads Morgan County 7-0. Closer to home, Dublin leads Southwest 27-8. And then even closer to home, as we look for some of the Region 5 scores, Cedar Grove leads Westminster only 7-0 at the half. So handed to the Cats. They have stepped up tonight to hold Cedar Grove to just a touchdown. Also around AAA football tonight, Pike County leads Central Macon 7-6, and Jackson leads Kendrick 21-12. And looking at some of the single A scores we were trying to see, we'd had a report that in overtime that Holy Innocents had beaten Elka 42-40 in overtime. And we're trying to see, that may not have been this week. Rockmart leads Pepperell in a big battle up in Northwest Georgia 3-0. That's another AA game of interest. Rabun County leads Elbert County 14-7 at Elbert County. People aren't happy down at the Marble Monolith, also known as the Granite Bowl down there in Elberton. Other scores around the state. Scriven County leads Harlem 13-12. Washington County over Dodge County 21-0. Toombs County and Vidalia are knotted up 7-7 at the half. And Fitzgerald leads Thomasville at the half 7-3. So we're probably about 2 minutes away from this second half kickoff as the teams make their way back out on the field.
Richard, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
It's your son. How come I can't hear you very well? Is this really as crisp as the audio gets in these headsets?
That's as crisp as they get.
Okay, well, explaining to you and the folks watching that for the third time in a row, so what happens with the TriCaster system, our streaming system, is every single time I try and add replayed clips to an export window to export them from our machine and send these clips to 11 Alive so they hopefully put us on their broadcast at 11:15. Every time I hit export media on this system, the system shuts down. And we are able to hear and keep the broadcast going and do graphics, but we're not able to switch the camera at all. Or we're not able to do more replays. So whenever this happens, I have to reboot the system, and we're going to lose the feed here.
So we're going to reboot the system right now.
Yeah, we're going to reboot it right now. We've got 2.5 minutes till the halftime clock is up. It won't take as long as it normally does because I've got a new trick to restart the system. I'm sitting on the ground here, and I have to get out of the coach's way because we have a very limited space up here. And earlier in the half, we also lost the feed because I was trying to load up. No, I know, we got time. And I was trying to load up the halftime segment, and we accidentally unplugged the computer and had to plug that back in. But we're going to lose the feed here for just a brief moment and be back in maybe 90 seconds.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, stay tuned, folks. We'll be back on the air in about 90 seconds.
All right, we should be back.
That was quick enough. Good job, John.
Yeah, it's supposed to go quicker than it normally is now. And you know what? Let's see if these clips are here. They're here now. Up. I think it did it again. Nope, no it didn't. Okay, well that time it worked. I tried it again because last time this happened last week, I rebooted it and immediately hit export media and we got it back. So, yeah, we got it. Oh, we're live. I'm going to try and send those 2 touchdowns to 11 Alive, but I'm curious as to whether or not they'll be able to play him at 11:15 because we don't have that many highlights from game one or from the first half.
Folks, that's
In fact,
that's the youngest Jarakitis. That's John Jarakitis. I guess he's not technically the youngest Jarakitis. I guess May Helen's the youngest.
these are the 2 touchdowns right here.
So we replay for you these 2 touchdowns. There's Pace scoring as Gaskins kept it and scored early, just inside that 7-minute mark of the first period. And then on the 7th consecutive carry,
What's that?
Blaine McAllister took it and kept it on 4th down. And you can see in the slow-mo, he took it into the end zone. So that's where we are, 7-7 here at the half. And Bates will kick it off for the Knights. Got to hand this chair back before we get caught in it.
Back to receive for the Lions. Number 34, Barry. Number 1, Goldberg.
So Goldberg and Beery are deep for the Lions, and Bates will boot this one to Beery at the 1. He takes it up across the 10, up across the 20, has some running room, up across the 30, up across the 35, and out near the 40-yard line on a great return by Henry Beery.
Kickoff gets to the 40-yard line, where the Lions will start over on their own 40.
So great field position after a 40-yard return by Henry Beery. We'll call it 40. It's officially 39.
First and 10 Lions from their own 40.
So out of the shotgun, we'll hand it to Beery, and he's going to get swallowed up and maybe pick up 1.
Barry trying to get through the left side, initially hit by number 52.
Well, Lovett on their drive, their successful drive, got positive yards on first down. That play was a little reminiscent of our drives that were 3 and outs, where we didn't get very much on first down at all. We're going to have to hit one of these little pop passes at some point. A little slant.
So 6-man front for the Knights, now 7-man front. We put Beaver in motion, hand it to him. He's going to try and get wide. Beaver gets up near the 45-yard line and gets tripped up there.
Yeah, good
and
formation.
Pace has a man down.
Yeah, good formation there to get the jet sweep off. Boy, it looked like he was going to break that, get a bigger gain, but that one Pace defender, he might be the one who's injured, made a good play, a good sure tackle over towards that Lovett sideline.
Evan Duncan is the injured Pace player. While we've got a timeout.
Well, that'll give us a chance to tell you about the Linebackers Golf Tournament. Get ready to tee off. Registration is open for the 2019 Linebackers Golf Tournament, scheduled for Monday, October 21st at Peachtree Golf Club. The modified scramble format starts at 11 a.m. and concludes with a cocktail reception at 4 p.m. Information and registration can be found on the Lovett website. Don't miss your chance to play one of the best courses in America.
Evan Duncan.
Are we playing at the new Bobby Jones?
They'll tape him up and he'll be back out.
Love that place.
Third down and 5. Third down and 5 for the Lions from the 45-yard line.
So 3rd and 5 Lions from their own 45-yard line. Boy, do we need to convert on this. Shotgun set, Goldberg to this near side, Givens up. No, we got Beery up top. Put Givens in motion. will fake it, give it to Beery. He finds a little bit of a hole down inside the 40. Henry Beery down inside the 30. Henry Beery down inside the 10. Henry Beery will score.
Whoa!
55 yards, Henry Beery.
My goodness, we did that in the first half, Richard, on third down. We had formation, everything looking to the left, and just went draw back to the right. And my goodness, Beery shot out of there. Good blocking downfield. You'll see the replay. That's our right guard down there blocking. And then Beery just outran some talented defensive guys from Pace. He runs it all the way down. What a run. That's the highlight tape for Beery. Not only we get the first down on the third down conversion, we get the touchdown. What a great start to the second half.
I'd say that's converting on third down.
Yeah, that's converting in bonus.
So Bracey to snap it, Russ to hold, and Daniel will boot it true. Your new score, Lovett 14, Pace 7 with 10:26 to go. Check out this replay, folks. Right in your gaze, right down the sideline.
And there was about 3 Pace defenders that tried to trip Beery up down on that sideline, but he wasn't going to have any of it. That might be – I'd love to get one of those metrics or those analytics that tells you how fast he was running, because that's one of the fastest runs we've seen all year from anyone.
I mean, he burst once he crossed midfield.
He went into 7th or 8th gear. Well, Pace started the game with an opening touchdown drive. The Lions answer here in the second half with an opening touchdown drive. And that gives the Lions the lead. Just not even 2 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter.
So Baird Daniel to boot it deep to Mbidi Williams or Deuce Jordan. And he'll hit it deep to Williams at the 8. Trying to cut back and has a little bit of running room. And
ball's out.
That ball's out. That ball is out. That ball was out. He was not down. If you look at the replay, you will see that ball was out.
No call.
Wow.
Saying he was down. My goodness.
Wow.
Wow. That is very close. We thought from up here it came out later, but it definitely looked like it was out.
Left in the third quarter, Knights on our own 32-yard line, 1st and 10.
We'll check a replay here. This will give us a look. He might have been down elbow or hip. You'd like the officials to make a definitive call, though, a little quicker there. Might have gotten it right there.
One threw the bag, one didn't. So shotgun set for the Knights. They go with an offset power set with Givens. We're giving chase, trying to turn him back inside. Givens will slip one man and get run out of bounds right around the 35-yard line.
Well, I think that was a design run all the way, although he acted like he might pump fake there. But, that play got nearly 3 yards. It didn't look like there was anything there. Well defended by the Lions.
Daniel and Goldberg ran him out.
It's almost like he fell forward for 2 or 3 yards. Well, remember Beery, too, got the that opening touchdown, that opening kickoff and had a great return. So that was the Henry Beery highlight show to start the third quarter. See if the Lions defense can get us back on the field.
So pistol power set this time. They leave it with Jordan. He's going to pick up about 2 up near the, we'll call it the 37. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, good interior read there from Bracey. And
Camerson did a good job.
Big 73, played great last week.
Well, I can't say he's big. 5'10", 210 pounds.
He's big for us,
He's
right?
big for us. His dad, an outstanding quarterback at Clark Central and exceptional baseball player for the Stanford Cardinal. Of course, when he played, I think they were the Indians. That was a long time ago.
Big third down here for the Lions defense.
Shotgun set, wing set. Low snap. Gaskins picks it up. We're giving chase, trying to turn him back inside, and he'll pick up enough for No, he may be short of the first down.
Golly,
Oh, wow. No way.
Boy,
If it's on the 42.
That play looked like it was going to be nothing. And what a play by the Pace quarterback to make something out of nothing. And blocking was there initially, but the snap was
What
bad.
a spot. Wow. Sorry, but
it looked pretty close to me from up here, but they immediately signaled first down. I thought at worst be a measurement.
they'll hand it off to the up back. That's Jones, and he picks up about 8. That was Johnson, rather.
That was an old belly play right there, Richard.
Yeah, and
almost
he
like
also
an option
moved,
belly.
He also moved because he was leaning forward and then went back in his stance.
Yeah, good blocking on that left side Pace offensive line. That was a big third down gain for Pace. If Lions defense holds there, that's a 3 and out.
So 2nd and 8, they may try and chunk it deep. Gaskins with 3 receivers to his left. Low snap again. We're trying to slide over there and chase him out. And we will just across midfield right now. They'll mark him. Yeah, they'll mark him out right at the 49. Will bring up 3rd and 1.
Well, they like to go wide side quarterback sweep with all those blockers zone blocking.
And everybody scoops. Everybody scoops.
Stretch the whole play out. Lovett defense, a good job there. See if they go under center and sneak this time.
Well, we've seen some low snaps. Let's see a high snap this time. 7:48 to go, 7:40 in this third period. They'll go I set, and Gaskins will take it, hand it off to his up back, and he'll pick up enough for a first down as Johnson, who's bigger than anybody we have on the team.
First and 10 Knights on the Lions, 47-yard line.
And they'll pick up another first down.
That's 2 third down short yardage gains on this drive for Pace. Well, one was a little more than short, but that one was certainly third short, so you can't blame the Lions defense there. See if we can get something a little more positive on first down, so hold them back.
They'll go under center this time with Gaskins. He'll hand it off to Jordan, who's going to try and find some running room, but he has
there's
nothing.
A flag
and there's a flag that comes out.
That was good defense on
that. That was easy holding.
Yeah, Lovett right side defense did a great job of reading that and getting penetration. I think they're going to get Pace for a hold. I think we'll take this penalty even though there was a no gain or even a half-yard loss.
Holding on the Pace Knights in the backfield.
Because I think the flag was thrown in the Pace backfield, so it'll be basically a 10 or 11 or 12-yard penalty. Lovett guessed the play right or called the play right, got that defensive pressure over there on our right side towards the Lovett sideline. That's a big penalty against Pace.
Lovett up 14-7.
Watching the clock and the play clock at the same time because Gaskins comes over to the sideline each play to get the call.
Well, they've only passed it a handful of times, even in long situations, but they're going to pass here. It's a high throw again. Seeing a lot of high throws from Pace on offense.
That is one of the oddest
mechanics.
Well, mechanics, but an even odder play clock because it skips numbers. It skipped from 7 to 5. It skipped from 5 to 2, and then it just hung on 1.
Oh, I see what you're. Yeah, it's like a delay.
16-14.
Then it's correct time, but it's like it hovers at 7 for a second, for 2 seconds. But they better hurry up because the play clock's down to 4. They're just now breaking the huddle.
So
they're going to have to call
a timeout. That time they couldn't take advantage of it. So with 6:26 to go here in this third period, it means that we'll have to tell you about our faculty staff highlight. And the Lovett School Lower school runs like a well-oiled machine, thanks in large part to this week's faculty staff highlight, Katie Cadell. A colleague of Katie, Shaner Johnson, says, Katie makes the lower school function. She is accommodating to everyone and always eager to help wherever she can, which is everywhere. While working alongside Katie, I'm always blown away and inspired by her patience and servanthood. Katie sees a need and has an uncanny ability to immediately figure out a way to fill it. She is loyal, dependable, and trustworthy, a true asset to the lower school front office. Thank you, Katie, for your loyal and devoted service to Lovett.
Turn to the field. 6:26 left in the third quarter. Knights, second down, 23.
I'm going to see if I can do my Kegel exercises today while I'm standing. Since Charlie Hoke gave me an app. All right, shotgun set on this 2nd and 22 for the Knights. They put a man in motion, and Gaskins will take it, look underneath, and Vols will be there to sniff it out.
Yeah, they tried to go screen over the middle to the fullback or the little scat back, and Vols looked like he had man coverage on that, read it well, and then makes a sure tackle. So maybe only a yard or two gain there on 2nd and long. Safe screen call. Boy, if you break it, it looks good, but if you well defended right there by the Lions, and it makes for 3rd and long. See what Pace styles up. They already had to burn a timeout here early in the 3rd quarter, trailing 14-7, so they have 2 timeouts left. Lovett still has all 3.
So we'll call it 3rd and 20 from the 43. Gaskins with plenty of time. He's going to throw it deep down this near side, and we look like we could pick it off. Didn't jump it exactly right. Camillo was back there. Good coverage that time by Pinkston.
Well, they did a sluggo or slant and go, so a long developing play, and gives us a chance to get our safety over to help in coverage and an easy defense, and the Lions hold. So Lovett takes the opening drive and gets the go-ahead touchdown. Now the defense, after the big penalty, holds pace, and we're going to get the ball back.
I would send Beaver to go block this. Oh, boy.
Got to send somebody from the left.
And Goldberg will take it with no fair catch, and he's going to get swallowed up.
Boy, could have
right around the 34-yard line.
After about a 3 or 4 yard return, the Lovett Lions will take back over.
Because Bates takes a step to his right to kick it.
We got to come off our left side.
Off our left side.
On the punt blocks we're talking about, yeah. We might get one at some point. I agree with you, Richard. He takes a little while. We did not see the flag. It was a block in the back, so that'll make the field position worse, which was a trend early on in this game. Lovett started at the 10, at the 12. Now we're backed up to the 21. That hurts us a little bit as we had pretty good field position to start that drive.
Well, what would have been a 33-yard net kick becomes a 43-yard net kick with the penalty.
What's the train count so far tonight, Richard?
I count 6.
Okay. Feel like we might be having another one here soon as the horn sounds on the distance.
So 1st and 10 Lions from their own 21. McAllister has one receiver right, one receiver left. Givens is to this near side. Plenty of time on the play clock. McAllister takes it, fakes it, tries to find some running room. He gets a little bit and gets off that right side.
There we go. There we go. That's what we want on 1st down. All our stall 3 and outs have been with no gains on 1st down. That's a great job by Blaine, getting yards after contact, 2nd effort, 3rd effort. Give him 5. Chewing up some clock here, too.
Out of the shotgun, we put Beery in motion. We look on the
back over
sluggo
here
and back on this near side. Boy.
Get rid of it or can't take the sack right there. That's just pretty safe call on offense, trying to go for a little sideline route over there, but Pace covered it up. I tell you, if Blaine can get through his progression, he's got this back that he faked to wide open here on the Pace sideline, but I think the play call was more for that right sideline, and that's a big sack for Pace. As we were second and 5 after the 5-yard gain on first down, and now we're 3rd and 15 or 16 here.
So 3rd and 16, shotgun set. We shift Givens from the right to the left. High snap, handed back to Beery. He tries to get outside, still on his feet, fighting ahead across the 25 after around the 27. It'll bring up 4th and 5, though, as he picks up 10 on that. Almost 11.
That's the same exact play, broke for the touchdown, and really well blocked over there. You know, a 10-yard, 9 or 10-yard gain for Beery, but the sack really cost us. And good conservative play call on 3rd down. Keep the clock running. It's 14-7. Lions lead it with clock ticking under 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's get a good snap here on the punt.
Camillo will take it and get away a line drive kick that Jordan takes in Pace territory around the 42-yard line, and he'll race ahead for 10 and a good return, and they'll have great field position in Lovett territory.
I was hoping that might have been about 5 yards shorter on the low kick, and then they can't catch it. That ball might run it for a little bit, but a good job by the Pace return unit to catch that low line drive and get a couple of yards, and they're in plus territory. This is about where they stalled on their initial drive of the second half when they got a big holding penalty. The Lions took over, but Pace's offense back on the field, good field position.
So wing set for Gaskins. He leaves it with another one of his running backs. Flag on that side. I don't know if they were set
that was
again.
A formation again.
Their 4th running back tonight, Jordan Sloan, one of their 9th graders. Illegal procedures to call against the Knights. Sloan picked up 5, but it'll mark it back into Pace territory. 3:06 to go on the clock in this 3rd period, and the Lions are desperate to force a 3 and out and another punt, because we want to hold on to this field position if possible.
1st down, 15 after the penalty.
Shotgun set, one receiver right, one receiver left. He'll turn, hand it off to Sloan. Sloan's going to pick his way and pick up big yardage. We got to chase him towards the corner, and Sloan's going to score. Well, that's a 9th grader.
Boyd, he just accelerated. That's two long rushing touchdowns, one by each team, where just a running back has just blown by guys at that 2nd and 3rd level. Watch for the extra point here.
On to kick the extra point, number 22, Bates.
It's offsides on Lovett. That's the whistle and the flag.
On Lovett, offsides.
Wonder if they might rethink things here.
So Asaph will check in. And Pace will try and go for 2 here. It looks like, because Bates is staying in, and they'll run their swinging gate. Jordan set. They shift over. Bates will set the tee down at about the 8.5. Daniel almost got his way in there. Bear Daniel broke through, but we're all knotted up 14-14 here with 2:48 to go here in this 3rd period. Boy, that was a disappointing display on Sloan not turning him in, and I'll tell you, they blocked our edge that time.
Well, the formation, I think, was critical in that touchdown by Pace, because they had to spread out, and it was a conservative play call on what looked like an aggressive passing formation, and then he just blew by our 2nd and 3rd level, the young freshman running back who's not been in very much tonight, but he looked impressive there. You see on the replays, he just showed speed, a little bit of power, and just got in the open field and wasn't going to be stopped. thinking they will run that play again at some point. So 2 third-quarter long-running touchdowns, one by each team, and we're knotted up at 14 with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left here in this third quarter. This is kind of what you would expect in a Pace Lovett game, I guess. Back and forth, close game. No huge mistakes by either team. A couple penalties have been costly, but Beery gets the long run, and then Pace answers with their own long run there.
Number 34, Berry, and number 1, Goldberg.
So Goldberg and Beery deep. Bates tees it up on the hash mark nearest the Lovett sideline, and he'll boot this one a little short to Beery at the 5. Up across the 10, needs a block to get outside. Beery finds some running room up across the 30, out near the 35, and across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. Nice 31-yard return by Beery.
35-yard line, 1st and 10 nice.
Okay.
Another good return by Beery. Good
Yep.
special teams work. He did that to start the third quarter and then busted one over on the right sideline for a touchdown. He nearly broke it on that second drive on 3rd and long. Let's see if we can get some positive yards on first down again.
So empty backfield. We put Hollingsworth in motion, fake it to him, throw it underneath to Goldberg. He gets hit right around the 41 and slung back. Boy, their line judge does a horrible job of setting himself.
Yeah, he was a mile away from the play right there. I mean, it was on his own sideline, so he has to be careful, but he was in the Lovett backfield by the time that play ended.
He just backed up into the Lovett backfield. 2nd and 6 lines. We hand it to Hollingsworth. He's going to get slung down.
He got forward on that, though. Tackled forward, fell forward, so it'll be 3rd down, but
he got 3, and the Lions certainly want to pick up.
3rd down and 3 for the Lions on their own. 43
about 4 here and get.
Might see Blaine keep it.
From the 43, we've got to get across the 45 up to the 46. Empty backfield for McAllister. Puts a man in motion. It's Hollingsworth. He fakes it to him. McAllister looks to find some room, and there's none.
Yeah, that was well defended by the Pace interior front there. They stacked that line of scrimmage, almost guessing that we would run that play, and I think the Lions are going to have to punt it away. It's just too risky of a field position battle here. Lovett's defense has played pretty strong most of the night. One long drive and one long run has been Pace's points here. Ooh.
Camillo gets away, line drive kick that Jordan picks it up, and he's in trouble, and he's going down right around the 20-yard line.
Richard, they almost blocked one of their own on that play. Somebody we didn't account for. Again, it was on the right foot, though. Hard to block from that side and without roughing. It ends up being a great punt, though. Flip the field, no return, low bouncing ball. So Pace will be just past the 20 here. 39 seconds left in this third quarter. We're all tied up.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights. 39 seconds left in the third quarter. 14-14 game. Pace has it.
So Gaskins will go under center with a bunch set. He has Jordan as a single setback. He turns, he hands it to Jordan. Jordan cuts back inside, and he'll pick up about 6 or 7 as he runs into the arms of Wells Camerson, who gave good pursuit on that play. But
with the carry, cuts up the middle.
Give him 6 on that. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Good gain there. That was that stretch, long handoff, and then a cutback. That's a quick cut. Nice gain on first down.
15 seconds left in the quarter.
Might be it for the third quarter there, Richard. Will they get another playoff?
Well, Gaskins is huddling him up. He's got plenty of time on the play clock, but he'll go under center, and I think they're going to let it just play out. So we've played 36. We've got 12 to go, and we're all tied up, 14-14. It's not determined yet.
And at the end of your third quarter,
So it means that it's time for us to have our alumni spotlight. Grace Jackson, captain of Lovett's 2016 state championship soccer team, has gone on to have an impressive collegiate career. Jackson, who's currently a senior at Vanderbilt, has started every game for the Commodores since her freshman year. Her contributions to the Commodores have been recognized in many ways, including being named to the SEC All-Freshman Team in 2016 and All-SEC First Team as a junior. Most recently, she's been selected as a candidate for the 2019 Senior Class Award. Congratulations, Jackson. Grace, this alumni spotlight shines on you.
Just heard a third quarter score.
Yeah, 7-0.
Cedar
still.
Grove leading Westminster 7-0. Wow. At the end of the third quarter. Well, a big drive here for Pace to start this fourth quarter. They got second and short. Second and about 4.
Knights have the ball, 2nd and 4 on our own 26.5-yard line.
So Gaskin goes with a power I set, and as he goes off with Jordan, who really doesn't find much running room. Give Vols credit. Carter McIntosh, Stevie Bracey, and Anderson Beaver.
Yeah, no gain, maybe a few. Well, maybe they did give him a half-yard there. Big third down here for the Lions defense here as the fourth quarter's underway. Pace has been ultra conservative on these downs with running the ball. Let's see if they dial up something similar. Power
Bunch
to the
set,
left.
they'll run toss sweep. We're trying to
go
get somebody
nowhere.
over there, and Bracey's going to wrestle him down for no gain.
Boy, it's fun watching a sophomore develop. Bracey has done that throughout the years. He's taken over that linebacker spot that we've seen MVP-like play from Lions defenders in that spot over the past 15 years. It looks like Bracey might be another one of those in the long line of studs to play that position. Good stop by Bracey. Lions tied 14 all, 10 minutes and 50 seconds left and counting.
So Bates will stand at his 15. He'll get this punt away right around his 18. Bad snap. Go after him. Come on, guys. Get him to the corner.
Oh, my gosh. He got that, Richard.
Wow. How on
we were
a
in
bad
punt
snap.
We were
Don't ever go in punt safety when you're in their territory.
Golly, we sent nobody. Bad snap. We're looking at it, and we just couldn't get him down on the sideline. Well, that was a block in the back right there. My goodness, what a game changer right there. That's Lovett first down inside the 30-yard line.
And you don't take an inside angle on him. Always force him back inside.
Goodness
I
gracious.
set for the Knights on this gift from the 36. They handed the up back. No, Gaskins keeps it, and he's going to get shoved out. Oh, that was a late hit. Good Lord. Are you not going to call that?
Gaskins with a keeper, gain of 8.
They want to go quick here. But that was a late
Jordan.
block.
Jordan decleated somebody standing on the Pace sideline.
Second down, short 2.
I set for the Knights.
Sneak.
Gaskins gives it off to Jordan.
Justin Johnson.
That's Johnson, rather.
Fullback dive.
Gosh.
Well, that punt play is
That
that's a haunting punt play on a bad snap and third and 5 or 6, 3rd and 5 probably, and he's in punt formation and low snap, bad snap. We couldn't contain it. That's huge. Now this momentum is switched just inadvertently to the Pace sideline. Lovett was going to get great field position. Instead, it's Pace with the momentum.
3 receivers right, 1 receiver left for Gaskins on 1st and 10 from his own 48. He leaves it with Jordan. He's going to race ahead for almost 10 into Lovett territory.
Well, that's just power blocking on the read play, the zone read. They're going to go tempo again.
Gaskins takes it, leaves it with Jordan again. He's got a little seam, and he gets into Lovett territory down inside the 40 to the 39.
They're just going to run the same play. When they go hurry up, it's the same play, Richard. Well, now they might audible out of it. Same formation and everything.
3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Now he's going to pump fake, look downfield, and that ball is incomplete as he chunked it a little too far, looking for Thomas.
Well, I think they were trying to set the hook there, making us think tempo and running the same play, that power run to the right. Instead, they tried to hit the home run. We had good coverage over there, and the ball was overthrown again.
33, Baird, be second down and 10. Second down and 10, just inside the 40-yard line.
Clock stopped at 9:01 to go here in this fourth and final period, and they'll go with that wing set. Gaskins takes it. He's going to call his own number. He's going to come to this near side. We're going to hold on to him. And
Gaskins does a lot of it. Good blocking there on the left
Another late hit over there. I think they're going to call this one, Richard.
Flag comes flying out on the sideline.
Again, that Lovett defense looked like they have that bottled up over here on the sideline, but that quarterback is really good at getting that yards after contact and just tough to take down. And I think it's a late hit on the Pace Academy blocker.
Personal foul is the call against Pace.
You saw the replay. It was the right call. Well out of bounds and well after the play. So you could have gotten for either a late hit or a.
That was a dead ball foul. Be third down for the Knights on the 49-yard line.
That's a huge turn of events here for Pace.
Third down on the 49-yard line of the Lions.
So the first down incompletion, the second down, decent gain there by the quarterback. And Richard, they were in 4-down territory, no doubt, too. So that big 15-yard penalty is a dead ball. So it makes it third down. You get the penalty on the 15-yarder, so it's third and a lot for Pace.
So shotgun set, 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left is Thomas. 2 backs flank, Johnson and Jordan on Gaskins. He's going to fake it. Bracey's chasing him. He's going to force him to throw it in. Oh my gosh!
That's it. No, that's got to be intentional grounding, and there's no one there.
But you can't. I thought he was calling him for.
That's intentional grounding. There's no receiver in the area. He was not behind. He did not.
I was afraid he was going to get us for.
Yeah, that's got it. There's no receiver even in 30 yards of that.
So that's fourth down.
Bracey blew that play up, caused basically a sack. Boy, what a turn of events there, Richard. They get the weird punt conversion on the bad play and look like they're driving down the field. Then we get a stop. They get a personal foul, dead ball, 15-yarder, and then basically a sack on the intentional grounding. So they're fourth down. They'll be lucky to punt it for a first down. So the Lions dodge a bullet there on the punt bad snap
I hope we're
conversion.
not safe here on 4th and 36. Bates gets off a high wobbly kick that Goldberg will take at his 37.
Well, there's 8 minutes and 17 seconds left on this.
So it's a 27-yard net kick.
Fourth quarter here. It's all tied up. Lions do have 3 timeouts. Pace burned one early in the third. Pretty good field position here. You dial up any sort of good long drive and get points here, and you really put Pace into a jam. And there's not one part of me that wants any part of overtime in this game. So let's get a long drive and get a score. Get something here on first down.
Shotgun set, empty backfield. Now we put Beer in motion. We're going
he's
to
open.
throw it.
He's
Charlie
open.
Hoke, 30, 20, 10. Charlie Hoke, 62 yards, and there is no flag.
Boy, solo coverage there, and the play action fake got these outside cornerbacks and safeties pinched up, and we just hit one in the seam right there we'll see if we can dial up a replay on one of the more beautiful pass plays. Wide open single coverage. And what a strike.
And
What
Blaine
a
McAllister
strike.
stood right in there.
Touchdown Lions. Number 15.
Charlie Hoke.
On the touchdown.
Yeah, Blaine got taken down there late. Clean hit, but like you said, Richard, he stood in the pocket and threw an absolute missile strike. And look at the Lovett sideline. Those students going crazy over there.
Daniel boots it through. Your new score, Lovett 21. Pace 14 with 8:05 to go here in this fourth period.
Well, you would have liked a little longer drive in terms of time and plays, but we'll take a touchdown any day of the week. You get a 21-14 lead. Took just 15 seconds or so off the clock. But the Lions get the go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter on the one-play drive. We had a long run earlier on a rushing play, but not very many big passing plays. And that was the exception, though. Look at Charlie Hoke. Not going to be caught there.
By the way, Pace has 9 penalties for 98 yards.
Some big ones, too. That's two big ones in the first half and one really big one there on the late hit personal foul that set him back to 3rd and 21, and then intentional grounding on 3rd and 21, basically a 10-yard sack. They are 4th and 31 or 36 or something. So the Lions kick off.
And Mbidi Williams takes it at the 11. Guy, I thought he went to a knee to come up with it. And he gets away, and we're going to have to give chase and wrestle him down around the 41, 42-yard line. Gosh, Ward, he went so low.
Put his knee, but I don't think it hit. But, God, we had him bottled up at the 30-yard line, inside the 30, and just couldn't bring him down. So great field position for Pace. You know, they're in desperation mode. They might have to get out a little bit of that 100% running attack. They have not been very successful through the air. They did have a touchdown earlier called back on a beautiful throw, but a lot of their throws have been inaccurate. So they've got plenty of time left.
So they'll go offset I. Gaskins has a receiver right and a receiver left. He'll fake it, roll, look, throw underneath. Pass is incomplete. He was trying to find his slot back coming across the middle, and that was Morgan Payne.
Well, the thing that does is they get no yardage on first down. It was a relatively safe play, open receiver, but again, he missed him. And as a broadcaster and a Lovett guy, I'm okay with them passing a little bit because they've been so effective on the run and haven't shown a whole lot of consistency or accuracy in the passing game. We'll see what they do here on second down.
Offset I. He'll hand it, fake it now to Jordan. Roll to this side and throw it complete underneath.
Good pressure there. Is that Luke Wall?
Good pressure by Luke Wall. That was to Johnson, who he threw it to, his fullback.
Yeah, we had that well covered, and it was at or just
essentially no gain.
Yeah, I think they ruled it incomplete in the end.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think so. Clock is stopped at 7:36. It looked like at first he caught it, but it would have been for little or no gain, maybe half a foot. So it'll bring up a huge third down for this Lions defense. Watch for a dang trick play or some silliness. It's 2 passing attempts on a boot, and we've got good pressure on that second down boot.
So shotgun set with 3 receivers to this side, which is where he's going to roll, and he'll throw it incomplete.
That's a hard pass to complete there. The long out route, and the quarterback's on the move. Granted, he's a lefty. He's rolling towards his strong side, but that's a hard pass to complete at any level, especially third down and long when you're on the run. You see the replay here. It was pretty well thrown, pretty well defended by the Lions.
Yeah, give Bear Daniel credit because he was right with him.
And I think, Pace will have to punt on 4th and long.
So Bates will drop back inside his 30. Guy, he's much shorter this time to kick it. Are they going to fake it?
Well, they're going a different formation.
They shift over on 4th and 10. Bates takes it.
Yeah, I think they tried to get us thinking they were going to punt fake it
And
left.
Colin Goldberg will take it and bounce out of bounds right around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I think you're right, Richard. They tried to shift over left, and then they were going to maybe look back right, see if they could just get a jailbreak there. But we stayed true. And 7 minutes, 18 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Lions lead at 21-14. Lions defense gets a 3-and-out stop after the touchdown to lead this game. So Lions will go on offense here, and 2 timeouts for Pace. We need to chew some clock, get a few first downs, or maybe get another score, put this game away.
So ball on the Lions 35. We'll go shotgun set, empty backfield. 2 receivers to this near side. We put Beery in motion. McAllister tries to find a little bit of running room. He gets tripped up and goes down right around the 37.
Well, that's the type of play with they sell out on defense Pace. That play could go for a big gainer. They played it pretty well there.
2nd down and 7.
Giving 3 officially to the 38 on that.
We should think about using some of the play clock here. We broke the huddle with just about 20 seconds left. Now it's at 15-14. We'll use some clock here.
Bunch set. We fake it.
Good run there. Man.
Give Blaine
like
credit. He gets up
run.
across the 40 up to near the 41.
That's 2
It'll
of the
be
same
3rd
plays.
and 4.
That play looked like it was going to go for a yard or 2 maybe, and he got 3 or 4 maybe. So 3rd manageable here. Definitely would love to get at least 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 first downs here. I'm telling you, if you keep running that play and they sell out, that thing might go. Well, what did the Lions dial up here on 3rd down? Do we pass it or run it? Formation
Out of
strong
the shotgun, Pace is showing blitz. Plenty of time on the play clock, but he's got to get the play set. Everybody's set. McAllister takes it, looks, tries to find a little bit of a seam.
Yeah,
he
gets
gets up near the 45, and he picks up enough for a first down.
Well, the formation got him there, Richard. We went 4 guys basically to the right, and then Vols comes back from his fullback spot and leads with the pulling right guard. You'll see the replay here. Vols and that pulling guard did a great job at.
Nice job.
There's Vols getting
Tebow
2 blocks.
Brooks.
Yeah.
Tebow Brooks with an absolute cleanup block.
Well, use some clock here. Play clock at 17, 16, 15. That'll eat up some more clock here.
They got press coverage on Givens. Nobody up top.
We're going to pass it.
Complete
Safe,
to
stay
Goldberg.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
That's all right. We'll take the first down.
Colin picked up 12.
I like the aggressiveness, Richard. I like the aggressiveness. See, that'll keep them honest on defense there because they were wanting to blitz like a run blitz, and safe little stop route by Goldberg on the Lovett sideline, and then he got yards after the catch to get a first down. Clock stopped at 5 minutes, 18 seconds left. Lovett leads at 21-14.
Evan Duncan was the one who bumped him out.
Play clock inside 10.
Out of the shotgun on 1st and 10 at the Pace 43. McAllister will look for some running room, but he doesn't find much, and he runs right into the arms of one of the Pace defensive linemen. That's Hunter Rocker.
Yeah, that plays worked a lot tonight, but that was well defended there. Pace did a good job at that first level with their interior defensive line. He got a half a yard.
You know a play I wish we'd run? I wish that Henry Beery could throw the ball, because I would love to see us run a stretch play and have him just stop and throw it.
I think you're going to see 2 or 3 more runs in a row here.
Out of the shotgun, we hand it off to Beery. He slices inside, down inside the 40, down to around the 39-yard line. Give him 4 on that.
Clock ticking, 4:25, 4:24. 2 timeouts for Pace. Boy, if one more first down, Richard, would be huge. Use every bit of this clock. This might be 4-down territory if we can get this 4 or 5 yard gain here.
I would do it. Out of the shotgun with 3 receivers to this near side. And Pace is
going to call
gonna
time. Whoa. They waited a long time to call that, and they did no substituting on that play, Richard. That's very interesting that they would call that timeout. Well, that'll give us a chance to tell you about Lovett alumni. All Lovett alumni and former Lovett students are considered members of the Lovett Alumni Association. The Lovett Alumni Association mission is to work for the benefit of the school by encouraging members through fundraising and participation in other alumni, school, and community-oriented projects. The Alumni Association plans various events throughout the year, including homecoming, reunions, business speaker events, and, of course, Run and Lovett. Alumni also manage a scholarship fund for children of alumni. Stay in touch with the Lovett alumni community on Facebook and LinkedIn, or email us at alumni@lovett.org. Boy, that was a heck of a homecoming last week. Speaking of alumni, got to see some superstars of Lovett. All right, let's reset it. 3rd and about 7 for the Lions. Pace burns their second timeout of the half. They only have 1 minute. One left. We've got 4:01 left on the clock. Lovett leads at 21-14. Huge 3rd down here.
So the Lions with this offset stack I set as McAllister goes under center. Puts Beaver in motion, fakes it to him. He's in trouble. He's going to try and roll, look downfield, sets his feet, and he'll get back essentially to the line of scrimmage as he burned up. Woo! A lot of time.
I think they're lucky that we didn't find a receiver wide open, and I think we're lucky they didn't sack us about 11 yards behind the line of scrimmage. In the end, Blaine goes through a long progression of fakes and then a long progression of looking at receivers. Very nearly gets sacked and then just somehow miraculously gets it back to the line of scrimmage or just thereabout. It'll bring up 4th and about 6. Clock still running now, under 3:20 in this 4th quarter. Lions for a minute kept the offense out on the field, but I think the prudent thing to do here is make Pace drive the field. If you could somehow just get it inside the 20, Richard, would be ideal. I think we might need to take a delay or a timeout.
Yeah, I'd take the delay here.
We've got all 3 of our timeouts left.
Let's move it back.
I thought we might go hot there, line up and try to get the hot count, try to draw them off sides or at least force them to use their timeout. But conservative approach there on that 3rd down probably made us bring the punt team on. So it's 4th and about 10.5 or 11 here. Lions will punt it.
So Mbidi Williams is the only safety back for the night, standing at his 10. Camillo takes it, no real rush.
Oh,
and he gets off a wobbly kick that essentially is going to be down right around the 21-yard line.
Yeah, we needed about 5 or 6 more yards on that, but you're going to force Pace to go 79 yards. Again, only one timeout for Pace, although high school, 1st down, stop the clock. Well, do they get away completely from their running game, or?
Well,
they hit a home run on the rush play from the young freshman, but last series they went 3 and out on 3 pass plays, all incomplete. See if we can get some pressure from Luke Wall.
Well, trips to the left for Gaskins, who is a left-hander. He's going to hand it off to Jordan, and Jordan's going to pick up about 6. Let's watch that clock, make sure it keeps running. 2:42, 2:41 to go here. 2nd and 5, Knights from their own 26. He'll try and swing it out here to Thomas. He's going to pick up.
There's a flag, Richard.
About 4, but a flag comes out.
That's a hold, I think. I thought that ball hit the ground on the pass. It was very low on the safe play again. Did he get the line to gain? No, he's going to be a yard short, and they're going to wave that flag off. Never mind. Is that going to be a 1st down, Richard? You've got the eagle eyes.
What a spot.
Oh, that's good. Clock should still be running here.
Guys, start the clock. Start the clock.
Did he get out of bounds?
No.
Is it 3rd down or 1st down? It's actually a 1st down. 1st and 10 Knights.
Well, their clock operator doesn't deserve. Oh, never mind. Shotgun set, 3 receivers right for Gaskins. He's going to look that way. He's got time, and now he's in trouble.
That ball's
he's going to fumble. The ball's loose. We're diving for it. Still loose.
I think the Lovett guy got hurt on diving for that ball.
Ball gets knocked out.
The clock should still be running, and it is. Clock's ticking
Now
down to
it's
2:07, 2:06. Now they'll have to call an injuries.
Timeout on the field.
Boy, he dove for that ball, and it looked like he got his shoulder, man. That ball was right next to him, too. Oof.
Yeah, I saw Cole's folks on the way in. That was Cole Peiselwitz who went diving for that ball.
Well, just great pressure. Good downfield coverage. That was really kind of a coverage sack. But they just don't have the development or the coordination in their passing offense to really do a whole lot. And it's shown all night long, especially here in this fourth quarter. But that'll be a sack, a strip sack fumble.
Peiselwitz gets up off field, give him a hand.
Strip sack fumble. Pace does recover. They've got the clock stop at 2:06. Lovett up 21-14. Pace one timeout left. But this clock should start running when they set the ball ready to go. Well, that's a huge loss. That's, what, a 15, 16-yard loss, Richard?
Second down.
Second and 27 for the Knights.
What a sack. Then the fumble. Clearly a fumble. Referee threw his bag. Yeah, they're going to wind the clock right away. 2:04, 2:03.
Shotgun set with two receivers right, one receiver left as Thomas.
Drop that again.
Gaskins drops the ball, and he's get him down. He goes down around the 23-yard line. He's going to pick up 10, but it's going to make it 3rd and 17.
Clock still moving. They're holding on to the timeout. Boy, that was nearly a disaster again for the quarterback for Pace.
Again, same set, and Gaskins will take it. Look downfield. He's got plenty of time.
Pick that.
Throws it in. It's picked. Picked off by Baird Daniel right at the midfield stripe. Pack 'em and zip 'em, Knights.
Well, high throws over the middle, 99.9% of the time end up in turnovers, and that was an interception. And that defense stood tall for the Lions tonight in the second half. Get the sack there, the fumble, and then they get the interception there on the high throw over the middle, and the Lions are going to win this one. What a game over here. We haven't won very many times over here, have we?
No, sir.
Boy, look at the Lovett student section over there. Boy, Lovett student section's got the phones out, rocking over there.
Coach Muschamp's favorite formation. Victory set.
And the Lions down it.
Pace got one timeout. I don't even know if they'll use it.
Second down.
Play clock starts now, so we'll get this snap off right around the 41-second mark. Well, check that, 44-second mark. There's a snap at 45 seconds. And
kneeling on the ball. That'll be the last play of the game.
Actually, we will have to snap it one more time. So Blaine will let it continue to tick. So McAllister takes a knee, and that'll do it. The Lions pick up win number 6 on the 2019 campaign and turn away the Pace Academy Knights 21-14.
Lions win 21-14. Everyone drive safely.
Woo! Not sure exactly if we're going to be running any highlights tonight. What's the word from our engineering folks? Are we going to run any highlights? Yeah, we're going to run some highlights. Ward?
What a second half for the Lions. There was a number of highlights. Henry Beery with a couple of amazing touchdown returns, and then an even better
Charlie Hoke.
An even better rush down the sidelines where he looked like a Herschel Walker or something. We'll see some highlights here. Check out the touchdown.
This was our first touchdown
to tie it up,
to make it 7-7 in the second quarter.
And here goes Beery on a third down run. You'll see 3rd and 5, and he just great blocking over there. And look at Beery. Boy, he's in 7th or 8th gear at the moment. That's our second touchdown. It gave us a 14-7 lead. And here's just a beautiful throw. It turns out to be the game winner. Oh, no, this is a replay of Beery coming towards you. Great camera work. Look at Beery. Outruns 3 defenders on the sideline. All 3 try to dive at him. Swing and a miss, swing and a miss, and a swing and a miss. And here's Pace in their highlight run that's a young freshman who just burst into the secondary. 2nd and 3rd level, gets by us, and we can't touch him, Richard. That's an impressive run right there. That tied things up for the moment with about 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Here's what Lovett did. Boom.
Charlie Hoke.
And you see again, Richard, you said it best, Blaine McAllister standing in the pocket firm. He took a hit as he's releasing that ball, and that's as good a play as you'll see. And here's the late interception to seal it for the Lions.
Bear Daniel gathers it in, and that'll do it.
So the Lions get the 21-14 lead, and that'll give us a chance to thank our sponsors, Ruth Chris Steakhouse, Center State Bank, Atlantic Grill, Melwood Springs Natural Spring Water, Play It Again Sports Buckhead, Concord Pharmacy, and the Metro Atlanta YMCA, one of Richard's favorite spots.
Yes, it is. In fact, all those places are, frankly, some of my favorite spots. We're not going to do final stats, but we'll run the credits so we can pack them and get out of here. Hey, Astros winning?
Yankees up 4-1.
Dadgummit. Not what I want to hear. Want to thank Ted Gilbreth, our athletic director, Michelle Pope, our sports information manager, Mike Horner, our assistant athletic director, Katie Johnson, our assistant athletic director, Betsy James, our operations coordinator, couldn't do it without her, Amanda Stibbs, athletic department communications, Greg Hamrick, our director of information technology at Lovett, Jim Clausen, our coordinating producer. File for Jim. John Jerikitis, I know him, producer, technical director. Tommy Wiggs, our camera coordinator. Mary Jerikitis, absent tonight, babysitting. Rachel Best in network control. Alan Goodwin, our media coordinator. Thanks, Alan, as always. Lily Siegel, one of our student statisticians. Brandon Holmes, another student statistician, does an exceptional job. Alec Cowenberg's our student production assistant. Bennett Cowenberg's his twin brother, another production assistant. Avi Daftari, another production assistant. Katie Freiberger does an outstanding job as a production assistant along with Tyler Lamberson and Madison Peavy. Grace Schneider, another production assistant along with Jordan Siegel. Thanks to David Hayes with the Georgia High School Helmet Project. Todd Woodruff at ESE Network Operations in Lake City, Georgia. Randy Brightman with ESE Network Engineering and Support. Tonight's telecast brought to you courtesy of ESE Networks, the Lovett Linebackers, and all of our sponsors. Looking forward to a week off and getting back into action November 1st at Buck Godfrey Stadium as you see Coach Muschamp addressing the students, his ball club, and the parents who have gathered around him. We'll see you November 1st at Buck Godfrey Stadium. As the Lions will take on the Redan Raiders. It's a 5:15 kickoff, so please get out there for us. Our time is up, and we thank you for yours. Your final score from View Complex for Pace Academy. The Lovett Lions 21, the Pace Academy Knights 14. Good night, everybody.
Get something good.
Lovett Football is brought to you by the Lovett Linebackers, Roots Chris Steakhouse, the steak dinner done right. Center State Bank. Bank smart, bank local. Melwood Springs Natural Spring Water. Atlantic Grill, your neighborhood grill. Play It Again Sports Buckhead, your neighborhood sporting goods store. Concord Pharmacy, when you have your health, you have everything. The Metro Atlanta YMCA, here for Atlanta, here for good. And by ESC Networks.